You've activated my cheese card.
Ooh. May just gently playing a Yu-Gi-Oh mini game with cheese. Would anyone like a summary?
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
Okay. So, last session, in Big Jim's tavern, the party fought off the assassin that had snuck up on them and critically injured Thalim. The second assassin managed to escape into the night. Proto arrived at the inn to tell them that Harapel had also been attacked and that she requested an audience with the party. Harapel told the party that she wanted them to go on a covert ops mission into Orlaithir City to find any proof they could of the elves' involvement in the kobolds' breach of pact. She was worried that they would try to hide any evidence before the official investigation could happen. The next night, Ivara and Kiara arrived at Jim's tavern and threw a hero's feast to protect the party from the arcane effects of Orlaithir Forest. After they ate, Big Jim drove them under the cover of night out of Tresdell. They arrived at the outskirts of the forest and began their journey towards Orlaithir City. They were stopped by a group of strange dryads who called Laith the traitor before attacking them. They were able to defeat the dryads after Luce discovered they were magically bound to the trees in the glen. As the sun set, the party arrived in a dragonfire-scorched glen that housed the remains of a defeated dragon god. Finding the Orlaithir magic could not reach them here, they settled down to rest. And that's where you are. The sun is setting.
In the bones.
You're chilling with some dragon bones, getting ready for
The
sleepy
bone zone.
time.
The bone zone.
The bone zone.
The bone zone.
So yes, if you want to take a long rest, this would be the place to do it.
I think we're gonna take a long rest.
Yeah.
we definitely should do that.
Yeah.
We're
I need to
gonna-
recover my 8 HP.
What is in the chat?
I need to
Frankie?
make sure
What is in the chat?
Oh god.
I didn't say anything.
I need to make sure that
Happy
Quinta's
lube.
at full
Thank
health.
you.
Happy boobs.
I forgot about
I think I gave her a
Sapussy.
long
Sapussy.
rest.
Oh yeah.
Long rest is taken.
long rest.
Yay.
So you guys-
on the
Single
D&D.
You guys wake up the following morning. It's a nice day. You can kind of see some of the rays of sun trying to get through the thick leaves of the Orlaithir forest. And you guys know the direction of the city because you have Laith and Chey with you. And everyone except Quinta really knows where the city is. So you know you have to keep going kind of northeast.
Okay.
You have to prepare to go
Alright.
back into those delightful trees.
Horrid trees.
Hog. Is the Hero's Feast still working?
Since it has been a day, the Hero's Feast has worn off, so you no longer have the temporary HP, and you no longer have the resistance.
Oh boy.
So we're about to go nuts.
So you're gonna have to
Great.
do your best to make it through.
Hog.
Cool.
Okay. Alright.
Ooh, chocolate.
Wait, could I, with the long rest, could I have made anything from the blood?
Oh yeah, you can pick 3 of the cantrips to carry with you.
Oh,
To be
I need to
prepared.
make a potion.
Yeah, you guys can make Thalim, you could either make a the mutagen
Mm-hmm.
or the Bane oil stuff during your rest.
I forget what
What are we
it's
gonna
in.
need more of? Oil for damage. All the other stuff for damage.
What did you make last time that affected plants?
What did I make? I was stronger against plants.
Yeah,
I had a
we should do that
resistance
again.
to piercing.
Yeah. So during this long rest, I made a boldness potion.
Nice.
How bold of you.
Uh-huh.
The drinker can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to every
Oh my
attack
God.
roll and saving throw they make for the next minute. So I'm just gonna hand that over to Thalim real quick.
You might need this.
You might
Might
need
need that.
this.
I'm just gonna
I'll just
also
make the same potion as I
same
did
one.
last time.
So you'll have a potion
Yeah.
Hey.
that when you drink it, it will do an extra 1d4 damage to
Plants.
plants, and you have to pick a
Piercing.
defensive.
Was it piercing? No, projectile. It was projectile.
Oh.
Projectile's not an option. Piercing.
What was it then?
There's piercing, slashing, bludgeoning for base
It was
damage.
piercing.
Piercing. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have
It had a P in it.
So you have a potion, a
P.
mutagen that gives you extra damage to plants and resistance to piercing.
Makes my eyes black too.
Yes.
And then I put
There you
your
go.
boldness potion in your character thing in the Discord.
Nice.
It's
Hey,
easy-
DM.
easy copy
Is
pasta.
Chey going crazy yet?
Mm-mm. Oh, wait. Thank you for reminding me. So,
Oh my god.
I was like, you guys fell asleep. You guys woke up. One sec. Thank you so much. So,
Oh, no.
Shay's gonna have a thing.
so Thalim and Laith made their potions before they went to sleep. They did a little brewing. Very nice. As everyone goes to sleep, Chey
kill
slips
you.
into a dream again.
Fuck you. No, I regret.
By
I
this
didn't say
time,
shit.
you were very familiar with
That
this
was the bond.
feeling, but at this point, when you're dreaming, you feel like you're in control of your body, and as you sit up and look
Oh, lucid
around,
dreaming.
you're in a big open, like opalescent white space. It's kind of hazy, and there's
Huh.
flecks of pastel greens and pinks kind of flowing around. And there's a
Did I die?
large glowing ferret floating in front of you.
Oh,
Its fur is like the same pastel speckled white as the space that you're in.
yeah,
and
go on.
slowly it like lowers its nose and like moves towards you
Oh my god.
to do anything.
In the drink. Yep. Can I stick my hand out to it?
Yep. You stick your hand right out and it bows its head and like places its head right underneath your hand
Oh,
and lets you just
Oh.
like make contact. You have a nice little moment until suddenly,
yeah.
Uh-oh.
No.
like lightning
Right? No, don't
striking,
take this from me.
pure white, like sickeningly narrow trees begin to like pop up into existence. They look
Took this
kind of
from me.
like
Why?
neurons, like brain neurons, and they start
Oh yeah, I get.
humming. And as more of them snap into focus, the humming becomes louder and louder. And you feel that familiar pressure that you felt when you stepped into the forest the day before. And you see the ferret now has become increasingly distraught, and it starts to writhe in discomfort. It backs away from
Don't
you.
do that.
Its eyes go kind of wild from the now deafening hum of all these
You're
structures.
personally attacking me.
It then turns its back on you and kind of slinks through the air, through the forest of neurons, and heads in the direction you know to be the Orlaithir city. And as the dream fades, you resume your sleep, and you will remember it in the morning. Thanks for reminding
Ryan.
me. Yeah?
Chey will remember
I
that.
I gotta leave.
There's-
I'm leaving.
There's a nice ferret for you!
Yeah, but you heard it.
It's just uncomfortable. It's signaling you to go follow it.
I'm gonna.
Yeah.
The rest of you, bye.
Yeah.
Following that mystical ferret.
Oh no.
Our cleric with
Ferret.
the lowest
Oh.
HP. the
You still
lowest
sleep
AR,
well. You
running
still
off
sleep
on their
well.
own.
I
You
still
slept-
sleep
you
well.
still slept well. Like there was enough
But
comfort
you're like, oh, okay.
that
But she's like,
the
I gotta go.
moment of contact was very nice. The ferret was uncomfortable and like flew away, which is like bummer for Chey, but there's
I
like
gotta
reassurance
go
that you
for
had
it.
this like nice contact with this creature.
Bye, guys.
Little ferret
Felt
buddy.
it's friend shaped and it felt friendly.
Friend shape.
So
How
now
dare
everyone
you.
wakes
You
up.
did that on
Sorry.
purpose.
Thanks for reminding me. I would have been really upset if I forgot that scene.
You're welcome. I figured.
Yeah. Like, why am I
You
not?
didn't give me psychic damage before.
No, you did
So I
not
had
take
to
psychic
know.
damage this time. You're
Oh,
feeling
fuck
good.
yeah. Where's my friend?
I darted towards the northeast, right towards that city.
Can't. Over like some coffee. Can I tell the party about it?
Yeah.
Okay. we gotta follow that ferret.
Keita just looks at you like, I thought the trees couldn't hurt your mind in this glen.
They. Yeah,
Was it heading towards the city?
but the
Oh,
trees were not happy,
yes.
so we gotta go.
The trees are never happy.
Keita just like looks at you, is like, I was just about to say that.
Trees are rude.
Hey.
I've got an important announcement. Real quick to
What?
make.
Mhm.
It's not the Aries season, bitch.
Oh god.
Oh no.
Keita's
I
like,
need
is
to-
that one of your gods? One of your human gods?
I need to run out
Aries
this one
the
cat that's in my room.
Angela?
She's not. No, this cat
Yes,
isn't
it's the
actually
god of
allowed
porn.
in here. But she needs to leave. She's annoying the
Yes.
shit out of me.
So Laith is gathering
Never.
her supplies. Scooping up
Never.
a cat.
Is he gonna pick up the cat?
Well, I mean, I guess Shay's really motivated to go now.
Yeah, that's true.
Even though you guys kind of killed her friends yesterday, but it's whatever.
And I do it again too,
Well,
bitch.
We didn't.
They
we
were-
tried. We
They weren't
tried.
the
We
same
tried.
dryad.
We really tried.
They were
Like,
unwell.
Multiple of you
Mate.
guys tried.
They
Wait,
didn't
I
pass the
technically just killed
vibe
my
test.
sisters.
No. I hate
Okay, I'm back.
Cyril.
Welcome back.
I think
Cyril
we
is
all
bad.
hate Cyrodiil.
I
But
literally
he
Yeah.
killed
corrupted
my
my
sisters.
Kind
friend.
of an asshole.
So,
Crow nods
Yeah,
aggressively.
my sis. Your sisters. No. Oh, that hurts.
Also, you guys don't have to worry about food. Jim would have provided you with like some ration packs for the,
Yes!
the trip,
Okay,
so you
sick.
guys are,
Okay.
yeah.
Eat some breakfast.
We just looked at us like fucking breakfast sandwich.
Yeah, the breakfast sandwiches are with you on this journey. Don't worry.
He's just eating like a handful of almonds.
Need to eat more than that, Chey.
Shay.
So that's called bleed when the real world and the fictional world cross over.
So we looked down at the sandwiches. Ryan makes us do a check real quick.
Mental health check. Well, the mental health check should come
Bar with
after we
yourself.
get in the forest.
True.
Mhm.
We're in a safe zone.
In a safe
right
zone.
Hey, DM,
With the
another
bones.
question.
Mm-hmm.
Is Jim gonna pick us back up in that same outfit, please?
You can ask him about the outfit if you all survive. Get out of here.
Oh my
No,
God.
no one really asked why he had that.
That black leather outfit. I was ready.
Hey, Jimmy, you
Right,
see
I
this?
forgot.
I feel like at that point in the session we were all so drunk and
But I was
the
happy.
foreboding
I remember.
of having to go into the Orlaithir forest, we were all just like
They had a little straight
not
panic.
wearing.
Okay, continue.
All right, are we ready to go back into the forest?
As ready
Hey,
as
fucking-
we're gonna be.
Gotta get that ferret, guys.
Yeah,
The ferret.
we have to get the ferret.
You
I
guys.
thought it was gonna be a bird, but
Okay.
Ryan personally attacked me.
You wanted it to be a bird?
I thought it was gonna be a bird.
That wasn't
Then
Freya.
you're like,
That was something else.
Oh.
hey, you want? Huh?
This is
Huh?
what
May, why'd you
you
keep
get.
asking questions?
This is what you get for saying, "Oh, Shay's half elf. You can make her the other half if you want." Like this, you
Well,
did this.
He never DM'd before, so I was like, here's a little spice because I didn't want to be just playing cleric. And now he's hurting me. So,
Oh,
whatever.
I'm gonna say that anytime I'm not sleeping, I have the Durin shield stuff
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
So I have 15
Yeah, you can keep it
armor
on while you
class right
meditate.
now. Okay. So it's just
Whatever, I'm
it's
gonna
still
tell
on. It's
myself
there.
bye.
It's existing.
Yeah.
He wants to
I
go
guess-
follow ferret. Let's go. Yeah, her.
Into the forest we go.
Into the forest.
What order are
Into
you
the woods.
walking in? Just so I know.
I think Thalim should go first.
Thalim goes first. Who's after Thalim?
I'll go
Okay.
after Thalim.
Okay.
No.
Wouldn't it be better if I'd be in the middle? I wouldn't Quinta be first.
Okay, yeah,
Quinta
maybe
is
Quinta
the
should be
tank.
first.
Yeah.
Quinta's
No,
first.
Thalim goes first. We've got a literal tank. It'd be better if I'm in the middle in case something attacks from the front or behind, so I can get to either side.
Shay should
quicker.
probably go next, not be last, in case she gets snatched by something.
Cool.
Okay.
I don't know what. She
Yeah,
can't fight it off.
Just put me in the back.
Wait, you want to be in the back? Okay,
the back.
Yeah, I'll be in the back.
so we'll do that.
Oh my god.
It's a healer sandwich.
It's a sandwich.
Oh my god.
So, as you guys make your way back under the trees of Orlaithir Forest, you feel that pressure and like electricity immediately set in onto your minds. And you begin your journey through the trees.
Nice.
You guys walk for about an hour, and I'm going to have you all roll a wisdom saving throw.
Sick.
Wait, where's that? Wait. Get it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Hello.
Oh,
Oh
saving throws,
god,
hold on.
oh god.
No. My fucking dice is lagging. Hold on.
Okay.
I have to change the setting in Google Chrome.
Wait,
I got it.
We have a
Okay, hi.
problem.
Yeah.
I'm back.
So we've got to do the first drink of the night.
Oh god. Oh
wait,
god.
wait, my internet just cut out. What happened?
Everyone rolled a wisdom saving throw as they stepped into the forest. As they waited, you walked for an hour into the forest.
Like, I'm like, please wait.
So, I got a nat 20.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, pog, huge pog. Oh no.
But we got a drink for it, and I don't like it because I got
Wait, hold
martini.
Make that 2 drinks, because I also got a nat 20.
Cool.
Wow.
Cool.
Wait, fuck, where is the setting? Oh my god, hold on. This is such a problem. Google Chrome, why?
Wait, I'm, like,
Oh, you like
shaking.
this?
If you're coming in, come in. Shut the door.
No, I'm just gonna go on mobile. For a second.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
To get this.
I
Take
got
2 drinks,
21
me.
by the way.
21.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Two drinks,
Take
me.
2 drinks.
Good or bad?
Bad.
Good.
Bad.
Wait, what?
Good.
Now.
I'm like, wait, what happened?
It's just,
No,
oh,
it's
I
good.
found it. Okay, I have found
It's
it.
just bad
it's-
because I'm drinking martini.
Okay, hold on. I'm relaunching my Google Chrome. Hold
That's stronger than I thought.
on. Oh no.
That's like
Okay,
me with
alright,
mine.
alright,
I
alright.
put a little too much alcohol, but the Sprite makes it so it doesn't hurt, so this is gonna be a bad one.
Oh.
Okay, alright.
Was there
Wisdom saving
cheese?
throw.
So that the
I got an 18.
Okay. So
Fuck.
I mean, mine was technically a 22 with the
I
modifier.
mean, she has
so.
+5. For
So
saving
as you
throw.
guys make your way through the forest, you walk for about an
+8
hour.
for charisma.
You notice Quinta is like kind of holding her head a little bit, and she
Uh-oh.
just seems
Oh, no.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like turns around. And she goes, "Does anyone else have like a splitting headache right now?"
No.
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 Okay. I mean, it's not too bad. Like I'm pretty okay. It's just like
Alright.
yeah.
Keep us
Uh,
posted, Kita.
What did she
Yeah.
say?
What did she say?
She just goes, "I got a fucking headache. Ow."
Me too, called Kinda.
Oh.
Wow.
Stop.
And she
You're
goes,
serious.
I'm going the right direction still, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Mhm.
don't, Quinta. I will turn you if you're going the wrong.
Yeah, that's fine. Just watch
Don't
the
worry.
watch the little noggin there. Okay.
Yeah.
And she presses on forward. You guys walk for another hour.
Okay.
You guys are gonna get used to this drill. Another wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh
easy.
no!
Uh-oh.
I hate it here.
I got... Oh, wait. Oops.
I got 17.
I got 21
I
again.
got a 12.
I got a 19.
Okay. So as you make your way through, Luce, your head now begins to start throbbing. You take 2 psychic damage.
Oh god.
And just this pulsating like deep within your skull, and it's so bad that you kind of like press your hands against the sides of your temple, but it does not do anything to stop the pain.
Oh boy. Is there aspirin in this?
You'll be fine.
I'll be fine.
Wait,
I'll
this
heal
is
you
in
if it
front of
gets.
me. Do I notice it?
You would probably notice that it's like
Yeah, thanks.
Luce and Quinta are both like
Ow.
head throbbing.
Oh boy.
Are we almost there?
No.
Making pretty good time. Are you guys gonna press forward?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So another hour goes by as you make your way through the trees. Hit me with those wisdom checks, my guys.
Alright.
I got a 15.
Okay.
Everyone drink.
Oh,
Yeah.
good or
2
bad?
again.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. 2.
25.
2 drinks. Another good one from
I
me.
got a 16.
22.
Okay. You're good. You're good.
It's just like, what's going on? What's wrong?
See, Laith knows what's going on, but she's trying to hold her own at the same time. She's she can't lose focus.
I am keeping track of this, by the way.
Okay.
How her
That's
hurting,
yeah.
at least.
So the Quinta and
Oh,
Luce's
see?
heads
Stop.
are still throbbing pretty badly. It has not gotten worse though, thankfully. So you've been going for 3 hours now, and you press forward
Stop.
in the same direction.
Damn, they're being gross.
Hit me with another wisdom check, please.
Oh God.
I hate this.
Damn, they're adding
Oh,
OC to
oh, thank God.
stuff.
Okay, 19.
17.
Okay.
No shot.
What?
We got a drink.
Is it good or
24.
bad?
That was a good or bad?
Oh.
It's good. It's good.
Okay.
I got 24. She's fine.
All right. Yeah. So most of you are good. Laith, you start feeling the headache start creeping up in the back of your skull.
That's with a 17!
You're getting deeper. You're getting closer to the city, and you also take 2 points of psychic damage. The headache is causing the party.
I just like shake my head a little bit from side to side, like, oh no.
The trees are burrowing in there. All right.
When the tree
4 hours in, going for a 5th hour.
When the tree hits.
Going for a 5th hour.
Oh,
Roll
God,
for
you
me,
have-
please. Oh.
Alright. Roll. Oh, I hate this.
Me too. Oh, thank
Oh,
God.
I got another 19.
I got dirty 20.
I got 15.
So, Chey, you now
Ow.
feel the headache as well. You take 2 points of psychic damage.
Okay, whatever. Fuck you.
Luce and Quinta, in addition to the headache, you now start seeing things kind of moving in your peripherals, and you start feeling your heart starting to beat faster. You just have a general sense of dread and anxiety.
Oh boy.
And you both take 4 points of psychic damage.
Sick.
Can we do anything? Like snap them out of it or no?
All you can really do is like heal the HP. Like you are
okay.
surrounded. You're like in too deep at this point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just do the funny thing, start clicking in front of the face.
Yeah. Quinta's just like, okay, it's a headache. It is a headache. How does that help me here?
Snap
Just
out of it. Keith.
Be quiet. You ranger, keep your eyes on the woods. I keep seeing shit, and then I look and there's no shit there, and I don't know what. Like, am I the only
Yeah,
one
I'm seeing that
shit?
too, Keita.
You see that shit
I'm definitely
too?
seeing. Yeah. It's
You see
fucking
that
weird.
shit?
You see
You
that?
see that
I'm not-
shit?
I'm not about it. I don't like it.
Just keep looking forward.
Keep looking forward.
Just
Alright.
keep looking forward.
Yeah, keep looking. Okay.
Except for you, Thalim, you look around. But the people with the headache keep looking forward.
You guys ready
Boy.
to move forward?
Yeah.
Moving forward?
Yeah.
All right. Give me another one, please, baby. This is
Oh my
6th
God.
hour in.
I got a 14.
Wisdom.
21.
Oh, that's gonna hurt. I can feel it in my bones.
I got 14 too.
Oh,
Okay, so Chey, you kind of catch up to where Quinta
I got a
and
16.
Luce were, and you take 4 points of psychic damage. You start seeing
Why are you
things in your
hurting me?
peripherals. Wow, I'm gonna not be able to say peripherals. Thalim, congratulations, you too have the headache. You take 2 points of psychic damage. Luce and Quinta, as you try to focus, looking straight ahead, the ground is now starting to feel like it's tilting beneath your feet and swaying, and
Oh, boy.
the trees are like squishing and stretching and waving in strange patterns in front of you, throwing off your balance, and you each are going to take 8 psychic damage.
Oh boy.
You
Quinta,
guys
like,
should heal.
Do you guys want heals?
I'm 24 out of 38 HP
Okay.
at the moment.
But I feel like it's gonna get worse.
I mean,
Yeah.
Quinta's at 46 out of 60.
What? Jesus Christ, girl.
I forgot how
she's
tanky she
she's
is.
a fucking
Jesus.
tank. Quinta, you notice as she's walking as well in front of the line, she's like kind of stumbling and like zigzagging pretty noticeably at this point.
Mm.
Like she's trying to walk in a straight line, and she's like,
Yeah.
she looks drunk essentially.
I put my hands on her shoulders and I'm just like, just let me guide you until we get to a place
And
to rest.
she thanks you, and then but she also mumbles like, "You guys want to like put this forest other places? Like this place sucks, man. Like."
This place sucks.
This place fucking sucks.
Ugh.
This is like, I second that. They're also stumbling.
I don't
around.
like it here.
Is anyone helping Luce walk in a straight line?
Yeah, I've got my hand on the shoulders.
Okay.
Do you want to hold my hand? Everyone hold hands. It's cute.
Everyone hold hands in the forest.
I know this Luce, and I was like, bro.
Bro.
Straight line.
Bro.
You good?
As you guys
You're
you
not
know,
even
continue
drinking.
walking forward, Laith and Chey, you would be probably the most knowledgeable. You know, you guys are almost there. You're
Okay.
getting close.
Thank God.
Just a little closer.
Your 7th hour of traveling now, so just hit me with one more wisdom.
Oh God.
Drink.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
Okay, I got a 21.
Okay.
Dirty 21.
No,
Also,
no.
You guys, you need to drink, and I have a feeling Laith is about to fall to the floor.
Oh
Because it's a 1.
no. Oh no.
Okay.
And
Well,
you
I
also
got a
need a
7.
drink for me too.
Good or bad?
I got a 22.
Okay.
Oh shit.
So
I got a
Three
7
drinks.
pie.
a 7.
A 7.
Okay.
Wait, does that mean you got a 2? Like, actually?
Yeah. I get +5 for wisdom.
Okay, wait. So mine is technically a 3, but since it's a nat 1, like, it's a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We're just
Oh no.
so
hit us
now
with it. Come on.
Laith and Chey, now you guys
Yep.
start seeing the whole forest like moving around you, throwing you off balance. 8 points of
Cool,
psychic
normal
damage to
shit.
both of you.
8.
Now
Eat
the
shit.
whole line of you is like swaying, except for
Everyone link
for
arms.
Thalim at this point is the only one that isn't like losing it.
The one fucking human. Eat. Fuck you.
with Laith's help,
Not human.
true. With Laith's help and guidance,
Human
Kinta
origins.
is like actually pushing through really well, and she's just like brute forcing her way forward in a pretty straight line. She rolled a 20.
Oh shit.
It's
Thank
surprising.
goodness.
So she's
Wait,
making some
there were 3 gnats.
That was
Yep.
3 nats, yeah.
yeah. Yep.
We're 30 minutes into the session, by the
Oh
way.
my God.
So you guys are now closing in on the city itself,
Okay.
and the air is becoming extremely thick at this point with like arcane energy. You can like feel it, almost like you can like hear the hum of it going through like the trees and the roots and like all around you.
Flyleaf?
Yeah, flyleaf.
Up.
So I'm gonna go through each of you right now. I'm gonna try to
boy.
do this in the best way.
Wait.
Mhm.
Can I cast a spell first
Yes.
to heal us up?
Yeah.
Oh, sick. Okay, I'm gonna do prayer of healing up to 6 creatures of your choice. Blah blah blah. 2d plus 8. Or. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna hold on.
Mhm.
Where is it? I'm on the website instead of the app.
Okay.
Okay, everyone's healed by 13.
Thank you.
Yeesh.
Bro, I was only missing 2. Shit.
Yeah,
Kinta's still
shut up.
missing 1 HP, and she's picking up.
I'm missing 1 HP as well.
Would you like to?
I'm not missing any more HP.
Could you
only
explain
missing-
how your spell looks? What do you do? How does it work? If you'd like to.
ferret, kind of. Like the opalescence of it.
Oh, so you like reach into yourself and you bring forth that calming
Yeah.
opalescent light that you felt in your
I
dream.
mean, she's in the fucking tree. She's deep in it, man.
Yeah.
So it makes sense, right?
Deep in the
Yeah,
trees.
so the opalescent energy kind of washes over everyone in the party, and it kind of presses away momentarily the like headaches and the lack of vision. and
Yeah,
all
so
that stuff
before
for
you
a while.
fuck us, thanks for letting me heal.
No problem. No problem at all. So you heal
Ugh.
up a lot of that psychic brain damage. As the light fades, the pressure comes right back, but it was a respite for a little bit for the duration of the spell.
Thank you,
Worth it.
Chey.
Thank you.
Took a spell
So-
slot, but I think that's worse.
So we'll start with Kinta. So with a hazy mind, Kinta looks at her traveling companions. There's elves, humans, and she begins to get angry. Her heart begins to pound, and adrenaline suddenly goes through her body as she enters a rage, almost against her will. And a voice in her head just whispers, "This is their fault. They're
No,
the
no, no, no,
reason
no, it's not.
Your people
Oh,
it's not.
suffer.
Oh no. Oh no.
You can end this
Ryan.
now."
Ryan.
And Kinta's hand kind of wraps around her axe. I'm
Uh-oh.
gonna do a roll.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh, Grace.
Oh, okay.
1 sec. I'm gonna go through all of us, and then I'll let everyone know what happens.
Oh no.
God.
Why? Why? Oh, why?
Wow.
Luce.
What? Stop. Get on my head.
My little Luce, a familiar voice whispers from the trees.
Uh-oh.
I need you, Luce. I need to make sure you're worthy.
Oh.
Do you think you're worthy of my magic? And Lilith steps out of the trees. And as she does, her form begins to grow and stretch until she towers over you. And as she speaks, her voice deepens and reverberates like thunder.
Oh, not mommy.
Show me.
Bad.
Show me you're worthy of my magic. Show me your power. And you feel the heat of eldritch energy growing within you. Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me? One more. One last one.
Uno más. 13.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You're welcome for
Yes,
heals.
yes,
I love
you
you. Be safe.
Oh, okay.
In that case, I'm really happy I interrupted you.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Um,
Thanks.
Yay, we're healed.
Thalim, you hear a scream. A sickeningly familiar scream as your mind
Oh,
transports
no.
you to a wooden room lit by moonlight.
Undo.
And you hear your wife scream again as you find yourself slammed back into the present, your eyes focusing on the shadows between the trees, and you see something stir. A great hulking figure moves, cracking the trees, bending over a form that's laying slumped on the ground, and there's one last familiar scream as you raise your gun. Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
No.
I hate every second of this right now.
Then, are you dreading your turn?
Yeah,
Like I am?
I'm actually terrified. Like I'm shaking.
Okay, so
IRL.
it's my turn today, so drink.
Mhm.
Another nat 20.
20, please.
Yeah, it's a 20.
Please. Oh.
Okay.
These witcher senses be helping.
Ugh.
Jesus.
Laith, the trees around
Why
you
my last?
shine with a calming light. They stretch their limbs as flowers blossom in blues and purples, reminding you of home. You
Oh, you
feel
bitch.
a calmness wash over you, but the feeling begins to falter as the trees continue to grow, and the bark starts bubbling and convulsing into unnatural shapes. The light transitions into a sickly green. Pus begins to pop and drip from fleshy open sores that tear open on the limbs. Eyes, fangs, and clawed hands begin pushing out of the bark, and you hear Cyrodiil's voice snidely whispering, "You made this, princess. This is your work. Isn't it grand?"
This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I wanted.
Make a wisdom saving throw, please.
This isn't what I wanted.
How do we leave?
It's my day. It's apparently still my day because you guys have
One?
to take another. No,
Oh,
it's a 20.
shit.
It's a 20.
Okay.
It's a 20. It's a 20. It's a 20.
Dale, I can't even be mad at you right now. Shut up.
What? That pussy.
Chey,
Don't
need a
talk.
drink,
No, don't
please.
talk.
suddenly you are running. You're no longer in the forest. And your perspective is not yours. You are low to the ground, weaving with an animalistic grace. And above you, clouds are swirling in a mix of pastel colors. Around you are curving unnaturally organic-looking rock structures in soft oranges and purple. You've never been here before, but somehow you still remember it. And then you look over your shoulder, where a nightmarish beast is bounding after you.
Nope.
Obsidian claws crushing the stone beneath its feet as it trails you, and a sense of
Nope.
urgency grips you as you focus on sprinting. Can you wisdom save for me, please?
Nope. Bye. I got it. Oh, hey, my
Hey, I
Every
think I
time
know
you
what that is.
Every time you ask us about for a wisdom saving throw in the future, I hope you know I'm gonna have PTSD of this moment right now.
I got a 21. Fuck you.
You can roll again, because you also have advantage. If you want it to get higher than that.
Oh, I would love it to be higher than that.
I mean, you'll still, since it's advantage, you'll take the higher roll. Anyway.
Yeah, it's 21. Okay.
You find yourself back in your body beneath the trees of the Orlaithir forest, and a sense of calm washes over you. You look up, and you see Quinta raising her axe above Laith, and you also see Luce beginning to form an eldritch blast at Thalim. You also feel like you can reach out the way you did the night when Thalim was injected with the mutagen. You feel that familiar sense within you. And you can reach out to one of them right now.
One of the ones attacking?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
They're Quinta. They're Quinta. I can take a hit from this. Just do
Quinta hears Chey's voice like stammering in her mind.
Okay. Quinta's really strong. No offense, Luce. But Laith might get bodied.
Yeah, I only have 33 HP. Please save me.
Sorry, Thalim. But I'm gonna reach out to Quinta.
Mm-hmm.
I might be able to reach out to Luce, like physically, but we'll see what right and left.
So you mentally reach out to Quinta. What do you say? In Quinta's head.
We still need you.
She like
Or
blinks.
something like that.
She blinks for a little bit and like it looks like she's trying to like shake whatever is causing her. Oh. And at that moment,
I do that one.
she like looks at her axe and like looks at Laith, who's like also looks distraught. Everyone just looks distraught. And she like shakes her head for a little bit and like just lowers the axe again.
I have like my hands on the side of my head, like muttering, even though I still got at 20.
Yeah,
like, like this
sure.
fucks her up.
He's not body her.
And then Luce fires an eldritch blast into Thalim for 4 force damage.
Oh, 4?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God.
Go back and go, wow, we need another training session.
Frankie, you almost sounded offended.
Only 4. I'm strong. Yeah.
Come on!
I like rolled for everyone's damage, so I like didn't give away what was happening. I'm like, well, good thing I roll like shit.
Yeah.
Will you tell me what Quinta rolled, just because?
She only got a 9. She didn't roll that good either, but.
Okay, well.
I'm fine.
So you're all like kind of looking at each other, like in shock.
So
would everyone like to roll a perception check?
I would.
Yes,
Sure.
please. Wait, is Chey fine?
Chey's
Does she have
fine.
to? Oh, so
I got a
does
Oh,
she
you
still have
should.
to
You can roll a perception check though.
Okay.
Perception. Roll, you bitch.
That's not the right one.
I got a. Hold on, I'm trying to math because I'm using real dice, so it's not doing. 24.
Okay. Who
Hold
got
on,
the
I
14?
hit performance.
I did.
Okay.
Luce.
I got a 19.
I got 22. Not 20.
So,
Oh,
okay.
I got
What,
a
nat
24.
Bro.
Another one.
You got nat 20.
So
I
everyone
kept
but
hitting
Quinta.
performance because I'm stupid.
Quinta's still like just very upset that she almost attacked people that she has been recently considering her friends. But the rest of you notice the line of trees in front are spaced out evenly, and the branches kind of like split and arc and intertwine with each other and form like a set of arches. And there's bioluminescent moss giving off like a faint purple glow on the trunks. There's budding flowers among the leaves where there's like small orbs of blue light. And through the arches you see huge building-sized trees towering upwards into a canopy of purple leaves and glowing blue flowers. Wooden structures are carved with leaf patterns encircling these trees, spiraling upwards, and round arched windows gave off purple, blue, and white light. You are looking at Orlaithir City from the bushes.
Can I touch it?
If you want to. Congratulations,
Can I-
you're here.
Can I just pull Quinta into a hug, whether she likes it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Luce is like
I'm gonna-
snapped out of it, right?
Everyone's like snapped out of it. You guys like.
Everyone's like, okay now.
I see that Quinta is like distraught still, and I just wrap her in a hug.
Just got a hug.
I just give her a hug.
She like sighs
Sorry.
and like she hugs you back, and she just kind of whispers like, "Man, this forest sucks."
Just got like
Yeah, it does.
small burn on my arm, going up my arm. I'm
Yeah.
like, thanks.
Sorry.
Quinta
The
finally
trees,
like
I don't know.
Quinta finally turns around and like sees where everyone else is looking, and is like, "Oh,
Wait, so
oh."
this is just a DM question. This is Chey's home, right? The Temple of Freya.
Yeah, the Temple of Freya is like further away. You guys came out in like the where the little crow
Oh,
is.
okay, yeah, I see.
Yeah, you pop up in like the southwest corner of the city,
Oh,
but
okay.
here you are.
So that's where she's lived her whole life. Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, there's so many shops and stuff.
Okay, well, Chey's relieved. Everything's fine. You guys good? You good?
Yeah.
Sorry, Thalim, but Chey, Quinta had an axe.
Laith is small elf lady.
You can take a hit. It's fine.
So I looked at this. You need more training.
It's like, I don't know what that was. My bad.
It would probably be in our best interest if we head straight for the palace.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to go home though.
Because I'm sure Cyrodiil is waiting for a moment to just attack us out of the trees. So we need to get to the palace.
We should go.
My mom has to see that I'm here.
Yeah, I gotta
Okay.
announce to the queen. I should probably be there.
So you guys
Okay.
stepping out of the brush into the city.
Yes.
Please.
Into the city.
So the streets are lush, flattened grass lined with flowers on either side. There's horse-sized green deer pulling wooden carts. Their antlers decorated with like ribbons of plants. Elves dressed in tunics and robes accented with silver and gold made their way up and down the streets. They moved almost silently and with a floating grace. Seeing so many elves moving at once was almost hypnotic. And compared to the noise of Tresdell, Orlaithir City's volume was but a whisper. There was the soft utterance of an elven conversation, the gentle rustle of the leaves overhead, a faraway tune being played on a wind instrument so quietly you couldn't tell if it was actually just that or the wind. Every so often you could see the glint of metal armor moving through the streets, the tip of a spear reflecting the blue light of the Orlaithir flowers. Although the trees were the first line of defense, guards still roamed to keep order. So you guys press your way out onto one of the streets, and as you do, people stare at you. They whisper, they point, they look uncomfortably long at you.
Are they speaking in Elvish or Common Tongue?
They're whispering in Elven.
Okay.
Wouldn't they recognize Chey?
Okay.
though? She just left for a couple weeks.
So Quinta wouldn't have any idea what they're saying.
Oh no, Quinta doesn't know what they're saying. A lot of them are also looking at Quinta.
Yeah.
Quinta, don't do anything stupid.
Can I hold Quinta's hand?
Yeah, you can hold Quinta's hand. So
Please.
you grab Quinta's hand,
There.
and yeah, the
I'm-
crowd just seems to be generally distraught at the sight of people coming through the forest and just entering the city.
So, I live here.
I am not gonna. I
I've
am
healed
not.
most of you. Go away.
I am not saying anything.
Nope.
So which way are you going
Chey will
towards
take charge.
the palace?
I would say we should go between the apothecary and retail.
Okay, so you're gonna
Yeah.
go this way. As you make your way down, alright, so you go this way. As you guys make your way down the second street, you see like older elves start kind of like yanking children out of the way as you pass. Some people kind of mutter under their breath. You see a few people kind of like look at you and then dart away. Seemingly with some
Wait,
kind
I
of...
have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do the people of Orlaith know that Chey's only half?
They probably wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at you.
Okay, sick. like, don't be racist. Okay, continue.
Okay. You guys make your way. You still just like walking, moseying down. towards the
Yeah.
palace. So you make your way towards the gardens. There's like these
fuck.
large gardens set up with all these beautiful plants encircling the area around the palace, the Queen Guards, and the Temple of Freya. As you're getting closer and closer to the palace, you hear people start kind of muttering at you. Someone shouts like, "Outsiders!" And then you hear someone else kind of shout like, "Is that her? Is that her?" And you hear one person kind of call for guards
No!
Oh boy.
as you're making your way into the Freya's gardens.
But I live here.
I'm gonna have to stand next to.
Don't touch Quinta.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna have to stand next to Laith.
Oh, yeah.
Quinta like leans over her shoulder and kind of whispers like, "Are they always like this upset when you visit?"
I haven't been home in 50 years. And I've been
2
deemed
weeks.
as a traitor.
Yeah, they seem pissed.
They're going to be. I expected it as much. I'm surprised we got this far.
Which way you going? Still passing
I
towards
think
the
we should
palace?
just. I think we should just still go towards the palace. Like we're gonna get taken to the palace, whether we get taken by guards or walk in there ourselves. I think we need to just go to the palace.
Yeah.
As you make your way closer to the palace, towards the front steps, Laith and Chey make perception checks.
Oh god.
Okay.
Everyone take a drink.
Oh,
It's a 20. And my perception. Wait. Hold on, because I know this is. My perception is
Nope.
+5, so 25.
That's a wisdom saving throw. I got too used to it. Hold on. 16.
So you both feel kind of like this pulse ripple through the city, through the trees.
Why?
You know that
Why?
they use the trees kind of as like a communication network, a messaging network. Someone has called the guards and alerted them that you guys are here and moving towards the palace.
oh boy.
Hey guys, they know. Oh.
Yeah, we relay that to the.
Yeah. They kind of told
Is there-
everyone.
Is there anywhere to hide in Freya's garden?
It's
We
like
could go to the temple.
Hide. Why do we have to hide?
I'm just asking.
No,
We need to run to the
So
temple.
there-
Gotta,
Yeah.
we
if
gotta
you-
go.
you could do a history check. Lee.
Oh, I've lived here for 300 years. I
Yeah.
should know if there are places to. It's a nat 20 again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep drinking.
So
Oh, that's so strong every time. I'm stupid.
you haven't been here in a long time, but there were places you would frequent a little more often than others.
I'm
where
sorry. I'm
is
so
your
sorry.
where is your place of hangout? Were you more of like a tea house person, an apothecary person? Were you hanging in the temple? Where would there be someone that you would trust?
Someone I would trust. The only person that Laith would trust, she doesn't know is alive anymore.
Okay, cool.
Pog.
So you know that there have
Can we
always
trust my
been
priest?
there's always been like a divide between the elves since you were growing up because of the problem with the trees and like the two different factions kind of growing. So you knew just from growing up here that there are some people that you had a vibe of like, some people have my back here, some people don't, some people I'm not sure of, and I don't really want to find out either way. So this could be a very like, you know, to be wary about the people you speak to in this city, especially now that you haven't been there for 50 years and it seems that things have only gotten more tense.
First. I'm frustrating. Don't look at me.
I don't think we gotta hide anything. We've got like an order from the council over as well, right? We can show
Yeah.
around or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Well,
don't
literally
I?
just-
Don't. Wasn't that handed to me?
The what?
Like an order of like going and like searching here, or were we
of
just
a covert ops
like,
mission
told-
with no political affiliation
Yeah.
because they didn't want Trestle to get caught doing it.
I mean,
Do you have your mom's letter?
I
have
wrote
a
it, but I
ring.
don't. Yeah, I also have my ring that my mom gave me.
Yes. Show that. Be like,
I guess- I think we
That's
should
why
just.
I stood next to you as well.
Yeah, I think we should just
Just go to the
Wait.
palace.
outside the palace. Don't go inside. Just stand outside because we know the guards are coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just-
if they
just
beat us
wait,
over the head,
because-
it's fine.
Because if we don't, if we can prove to them that we do not pose as a threat,
Come in peace.
we have a better chance of surviving.
So you guys make your way through the gardens and you come out in front of the palace. The palace is a huge tower of stone and vine and wood spiraling upwards around a tree directly in front of the life tree. There are tall arching windows accented with blue and purple, created from like intertwining wood made to look like they're living boughs of the tree. Several lifts are constantly in motion, bringing up and down political advisors in sweeping robes, supply deliveries, and guards. The top of the tower resembles a domed crown, the peaks of the arches vanishing into the thick leaves of the canopy. A stone road leads right through the two sides of Freya's gardens. Rows of lamps give off a bioluminescent blue glow and lead right up to a large carving of a falcon, whose wings form an overhang above the double doors of the palace. As you guys just make your way down the center street, you see guards, looking at you, pointing at you, and they begin to come forward and surround you with their spears out.
Put your hands up.
One of them looks at you and goes, wait, that's our line. Put your hands up.
Okay. Why do we need to do anything?
Is this
Your
not the
queen.
traitorous princess walking back into Orlaithir City unannounced?
I'll say your queen gave me a direct order to find this missing princess, so if you want to take it up with her,
And we were given
Go
an
right
order
ahead.
not to allow you into this city.
let me guess.
Whose
everything-
order?
Who?
The queen's order.
Yes.
That doesn't
So,
sound.
you're telling me I've got this ring for no apparent reason?
I don't know what relationship you had with the queen before, but as of right now, we are supposed to take you in. So are you guys going to go quietly?
Take us
No.
away.
That's a no. They said no.
Take us away.
Take you to the queen's guard to be locked up for further questioning.
But
Oh boy.
all I did was
That's
leave for a festival and come back.
I just told you why we
Poor
issue.
Chey.
I live here.
Someone just
If
goes,
the
who are you?
If the queen changed her mind, wouldn't I have been given some kind of notice?
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
All we
can
know
I...
is we were given orders that if the princess were to come back here, we were to lock her away for further questioning. She's not allowed into the city, into the palace, and if she comes in, we're supposed to lock her up. That's you. You're here. We have spears. How are we going to do this?
So you want to lock her up, so I could theoretically go and speak to the queen by myself.
No, we're going to
But
lock
we-
you all up.
Why?
Oh.
Are you not all traveling together?
No.
He just
I'm
goes,
good
I've
with
never
it.
met these people before in my life. And someone just
I'm
goes,
good.
shut
I
up,
know.
goblin. She's like, oh, okay.
I'm here to
Oh,
see the
no.
queen, who I had a great conversation with at one point.
We've all had great conversations with her at one point.
Hey,
And does,
well,
does she
where is she
just
right
hand
now?
out?
Where
Does
she's
she
in
just
her...
hand out rings?
I mean, sometimes there's like little cheap ones as party favors, but
Okay, so I'll take my ring off and I'll throw it to this guy and I'll say, "Well, is this a cheap one?"
You're gonna be in trouble.
he looks at it and he's like, well, I mean, this looks very nicely made. But,
Ugh.
orders are orders, and he tosses it back to you. And says once again, so,
And say, "Your
are you
orders
going
are to
with
take
us
the
quietly?
princess. Your orders are to take the princess.
Yep.
Nothing about us."
Well, and anyone she's
No.
traveling with. You guys are
No,
traveling
you didn't
with
say that
her.
initially. You made that up.
I didn't make that up. We have to capture
Okay,
the princess.
whatever.
Okay. And anyone
Hey,
that
Cap.
you're all liable because you're literally standing next to her.
Literally standing next to you.
he like nods to one half of the flank, and they start moving forward a little bit.
Don't touch me.
So once again, are you coming with us, or are we gonna have to knock you out and drag you there?
I think if we fight them, it'll make us look more suspicious.
Yeah.
We can't fight them because then that'll give them a reason. To
yeah.
kill us.
Yeah.
God darn it.
Well,
I'm gonna clear the guard that's just kept talking and say, but we ain't finished, Joe.
No, I'm pretty sure we're finished. Are we all going
I'm
now?
really a cleric from this temple. Why am I?
Can I ask the guard's name?
Friendlier.
What?
Friendlier.
Friendlier.
Friendler?
Friendlier. And like, if you have a problem, you can take it up with my
Give me your
manager,
badge
who is the
number.
queen. So.
Oh, I will.
All right. Great. All right. So if you just come this way, and they start ushering you towards the Queen's Guard tree.
This
over
is
here.
stupid. I literally live 2 trees over.
Yeah, he's pushing 2 trees over. So you get brought into the tree that houses the Queen's Guard. Outside, many of them, as you see, are marching in unison, running through spear fighting forms. The tower built around the tree is fortified with more stone than the other buildings you've seen. You see one set of stairs kind of goes off to the right as you enter the building, but you are pushed to the left, where there is a long, curving hallway of wooden gated doors. But surprisingly, there's no prisoners right now. Everything's pretty empty. They push you all inside of a cell, and they kind of indicate to hand over your weapons. Weapons.
I'm gonna hide the pistol.
Make
Hide it where?
make a sleight of hand check.
Oh, I will.
Are you gonna hide it in Chey's chest?
between the boobs.
I mean, that would work.
I willingly hand over my weapons, my 2 daggers and my crossbow.
A 22.
They don't notice you put your pistol in your butt.
Yeah. You know where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Quinta just hands them
Make a witcher ass.
the 2 axes she has and mumbles.
He is thick.
Luce also hands over their dagger and crossbow.
I guess I hand over my weapons that I got from the fucking guards in the first place. Those avalanche.
Yeah, he
It's really worth it.
Franly looks at
Oh,
it
that too.
as you as you hand it to him. He goes, "Ah, yeah, I remember these. These are nice."
Yeah, I signed for it. Thanks.
Great. They
Great.
step back, and
Very cool.
the gate half
Awesome.
grows, half closes into place, and they back away and leave you there. There's still one guard at the door.
Oh, my phone call.
Wait. Can I roll a persuasion to talk to him?
Yeah, it's a lady, but yeah.
Well, does she recognize me at all?
She looks at you, and she looks down at your robes, and she goes, "Are you one of them the cleric people from the temple? What happened to you?"
I went out. It was sent out by one of the priests to accompany someone on a trip to the city, and now I'm here. Now that I've come home, so I don't know.
And you're with her, and she points at Laith.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot to explain.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what's going on fully either.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Could I persuade you to go get one of the priests from the temple?
Are you asking me, the guard, if you could roll a persuasion check?
Yes.
All right.
I'm
Go.
asking her if she could go get one of the priests, but I'm asking you if I could persuade with a roll.
Yeah. Try it. See what you got.
24. Go get him.
I mean, it is really weird that we have a clergy member locked in here, and I'm also kind of confused about what's going on. So yeah, hold on. Let me just. She waves someone else over. Another guard comes over. She goes, "Can you just stand here for 10 minutes while I just go and run and get a priest, because like, I'm afraid we locked up a one of the leaders of Orlaithir.
Hey, I live here.
Yeah, she lives here apparently. So oops.
I literally service the guards. No. I heal the guards from their battles and sparring and duties.
And that's so great. I'm just gonna go get a priest, and then we'll figure this whole thing out for you.
Great,
not for you, traitor. And then she just walks away.
Yeah, go get Chey surrogate dad, please.
Yeah, so she makes her way over. The new guard kind of like walks over. He's like, "What?
Are you Chey?
Are you the princess?"
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
Aye.
yikes!
it's complicated.
Yikes! Yeah, people are not happy with you. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, there's like all these rumors going around. Like people are saying that you were seen in Tresdell, like in your like political garb, like walking through the streets, and everyone thought that you like betrayed our city to go help the humans and like prevent the forest from spreading, and like it's just added a lot of fuel to the fire in this forest. Bad expression, but you know what I mean.
Shut up.
But, hey, he like leans in and just kind of whispers like, some people still support you, so.
Wait. Shh.
What?
Oh.
Laith walks forward. I walk forward and I go, who?
There's a lot of us who might agree that this forest shouldn't get any bigger, but a lot of the political opinions have to be kept on the down low, obviously. But you know, keep your eye out. There's a few good eggs out there still.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what make the queen change her mind all of a sudden?
What would make the queen change her mind? She's been like off for weeks at this point.
What do you mean?
No.
Off?
We barely see her. She comes out of her palace, gives a quick little speech about what's going on, goes back in.
Cyrodiil has worm tongue.
I am going to punch Cyrodiil in the throat.
The guard just kind of like nods, like,
With
yeah,
a
I can
knife.
see that.
With
Oh,
a knife
yeah.
multiple times.
So as you guys are like kind of giggling, you hear the other guard on her way back. And
Yay! Dad!
you see you see a familiar face walk towards you. Let me grab his character description because I'm all over the place. Don't
You
mind me.
actually... Yay!
Yeah.
Dad!
So a
For the
tall,
reason.
slender, older elf in priest robes walks up to the gate. His dark skin is decorated with these deep green tattoos, and he has gray, dreaded hair that's full of like glistening metal hair cuffs and preserved leaves. And you
Oh god,
recognize
that's so
him
cool.
as one of your
Nobody
mentors,
hit on my dad.
Orlaithir.
Orlaithir.
Yeah, sorry.
Thor.
I thought the name was pretty.
Call him Thor.
Yeah.
Orlaithir.
He walks over. He has this warm grin on his face, but his eyes seemed a little bit troubled, and he smiles and says, how'd you get in here, Chey? Great to see you. But how did this happen?"
You just have to trust me right now.
Actually, and he like leans closer. He goes, "I'm gonna need all of you guys to trust me at this point."
I'm just gonna relay to the party, like, hey, this guy reads me.
Mhm.
Please trust him. Don't
Okay.
just listen to him. Okay.
Is he
He's
old?
good.
Is
Yeah,
he like
he's
really old?
Yeah.
He
So you probably recognize him.
I've known him since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And he looks over at Laith and he's like, "You picked a hell of a time to come back here, princess. Hell of a time."
Oh no.
I didn't intend coming back so
We met
early.
On that little
But-
festival trip.
I'm here.
It's back.
Mhm.
It's complicated.
Yeah,
Help.
we're gonna figure this out. He
Thanks, Dad.
glances at the elven guard who is like speaking nicely to you, and he just kind of makes a head motion, and the guard nods, and you hear like a squelch noise and a gasp of pain, and then you guys can see the body of the rude guard just kind of collapse into frame.
I don't.
GG's.
And Orlaithir turns back and goes, "Can you quickly get them out of here? Like, hurry, let's go." the guard nods and he like fumbles with the magic whatever that opens the gate and like gets it to pull away. And he's like, all right, you guys need to get out.
Yeah, like a
Let's
friend.
go. Orlaithir like grabs Laith by the arm and he just says, picked a hell of a time to come back here. We're gonna
I'm
go.
sorry. I'm really sorry.
I get it. Yeah, you couldn't have known. We're gonna go behind the life tree and back to the temple really quick.
Oh, thank God.
We're gonna have a chat.
Bad.
He,
All right.
he looks back
Yeah.
at the guard and he just kind of says like, we have to get things moving, little prematurely, but we guess we're not going back now. And he like looks at the body that's now bleeding out onto the floor.
Wait. PM question.
Yeah.
Did Thor know the princess would be there when they sent Chey out?
Possibly.
You tricky bitch.
Oh,
She's connecting dots.
Uh,
Okay, continue.
so Orlaithir and the guard take you guys to the place where they stored your weapons. You guys grab them. Go. Grab.
Grab.
Akinta like looks at Laith and goes, okay, maybe your city is like a little cooler than I thought it was gonna be. Like this kind of reminds me of home. It's kind of nice.
It's usually like this, I promise.
Yeah. And you guys are like looking around, and Orlaithir just starts grabbing some of the extra armor and clothes of the guards, and he
You know
just
what?
like
Valid.
nods at you guys to just get out and just start making your way
Luce, do not
around.
hit on my dad.
Yeah.
Aw.
So you quickly scurry around the life tree. Life tree is beautiful, by the way. Absolutely huge,
Yeah.
like almost translucent leaves. You can see some of the fruit, like the life fruit up in there, like glowing and like pulsating with just like pure life energy.
Oh,
and then you
Chey's so
keep
happy to
scurrying
be
towards
home
the
at the
temple
same time,
because you
though.
just witnessed a murder. So you make your way like to the back of the temple. You guys kind of squat. There's like these tall bushes that grow all around. So he motions for you to get into the bushes, and then he crouches down and whispers and just drops all the armor and cloth on the ground and goes, okay. Wonderful to see you.
Can I hug
Chey.
him
Absolutely.
first
Yeah. It's time to hug. So he hugs you.
Hug.
He says, yeah, wonderful to see you. It's really wonderful. If I'm sweating, it's because I am very nervous, and you've unknowingly put a whole lot on the line by being here
Oh.
right now.
Sorry.
No, I mean, you couldn't have known. So what is your guys' purpose being here right now? What are we doing?
You
Please
can't-
take it away.
We found out that Cyrodiil is breaking his pact with Tresdale, and we're here to investigate as a non-politically involved party.
The Soul Centurion.
Yep. Well, I mean,
Under
since-
the Soul Centurion herself.
Oh, hey, he also fucked with the Dryads. Very sad.
Oh yeah, that's been going on. That's been a
What?
process.
Oh.
I mean, I was.
That's kind of been happening since I've been here, so I'll explain to you
Yeah.
guys later.
That's why I was hoping that
anyway.
your mother would let you in on what was going on, but we keep you in the dark, and then you show up now of all times. So that's.
I don't know what's happening.
I
was
haven't
right for
been
that
able to
one.
contact her ever since he was taken.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been strange around here, but so you're looking to get Cyrodiil in trouble? Killed.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking to kill him. Like, we want him dead.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I'm not one to
we want
judge.
him
Like, Freya does what Freya's got to do. I see that. That's, a lot of
Bless
people
Freya.
have misinterpreted
Bless
all of
Freya.
our religious scripture, which is why the nutjobs want to just expand this forest over the entire planet. So yeah, I see how that can happen. So yeah, this might work. This can work. So I grabbed some guard armor. Yeah, you got to get to the queen, because if this shit is about to... Oh, pardon. Sorry, my language. Sorry, Chey. Very high stress situation it's been. Like, imagine just praying and having sermons and being like, oh, we love the trees, everything's great, while just knowing deep down that everything's on the verge of collapsing.
Well,
Oh God.
I didn't know that until 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So-
word seems to travel fast, doesn't it? Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah. So yeah, as we have our nice clerics going out into the world to preach the good word of the trees of Orlaithir to try to get the rest of the continent to let us expand. Sorry.
Oopsies.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't your
Well,
fault.
I don't know.
Yeah, we were laying low in the best way we can and doing what we can undercover while, you know, acting like everything's great. But not anymore, because you guys are here once again. So yeah.
I don't like him.
What?
I don't like Cyrodiil. I don't like him.
Oh yeah, he's not great.
Not a lot of people like Cyrodiil.
Not a lot of people. Unfortunately, enough people like him and his ideals to make us have to like stay undercover. Alright, so this is what we're gonna do. You put these on. The little one, you look short enough to like just kind of stand under someone's robes, I guess, like just between the legs. Not ideal. I'm very sorry. We don't have guards of your size. Sorry. She just kind of like shrugs. She's like, I'm used to it at this point. Like, what are we gonna do? He's like, I'm gonna bring you guys to the palace. I will pretend that I'm escorting you as guards. You're gonna go up in there, do whatever you gotta do. Don't mess up. Don't get caught. And then I'm gonna run around, set all of our plan into motion prematurely, and we're gonna get the show on the road.
Okay.
Not a lot of elves have yellow cat eyes. Should I blindfold myself or something?
Put a helmet on.
If you put the helmet on, that'd be great.
Is it got like a face covering?
Orlaithir looks at Laith and just goes, is that you who did that?
I'll explain later.
Okay.
It's a long story. Listen,
Later,
I have
later's
so
a
much to
luxury.
tell
Later's
you.
a luxury. All right, you guys put these on. Let's go. Oh God. Okay.
wait.
This is if you got anything bigger, I'm gonna break this.
No, I don't.
I like since I'm an artificer and I probably did like adjustments to their armor as an artificer too. Can I like make like speed fast adjustments to like?
Oh
the
yeah,
armor
you can
so,
like
it
take
doesn't-
a minute.
doesn't,
Like he'll be sweating, but
Okay, yeah. Can I
do some
can
quick
I just,
alterations.
Like, can I just like start like adjusting everyone's armor so like it looks like they're fit because all of the guard armor is made to fit. In
Yeah.
This place. So
Well, I'm gonna not talk in the guard armor because I know these people.
Yeah.
Might know me.
Yeah, they don't know you. You said, who are you?
Will the helmet
I
go
don't
over
They
my
know
horns?
Chey, but like not. It's a big city.
It's a big city.
It's a big city.
She knows them. They don't know her.
Yeah.
Yes.
wait, hold on, Frankie. I might have a spell for you.
Just,
2 seconds.
if you see someone you know,
Oh wait, I
shut
actually have
up.
I actually have a question,
Mhm.
Ryan.
Yes.
The like glamour that Luce has,
Mhm.
would that work on most people in the city?
Yeah, because
Or
you
did you get fucked
literally
by the tree?
I assumed you were in like half elf mode this whole time.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just
So
assumed.
I'm assuming that I can make a helmet that because like obviously your horns are like still there. They have
Yeah, they're still there.
Yeah.
But
They're just invisible.
I make an adjustment to the helmet where they are like it looks like it's a full helmet, but your horns are still sticking through the helmet.
Pog.
Cool.
Wait, I have to cloak. Can I just go invisible?
It would increase your stealth if you put it on. You'd have to.
I
attune to
would
it.
like to do that.
Okay.
I would like to
So if you're
put
gonna-
that on
So
because
you
my
guys
stealth is not
will
going to
take
help.
like an hour hiding in the garden behind the Temple of Freya. Just preparing then.
Just a quick hour.
Yeah.
So as I'm adjusting Thalim's armor, I kind of angrily whisper to him, "Why'd you have to stick your hand blindly into a drawer?"
what did you have to be a
Thor's just like,
princess?
he what?
Thorlaithir kind of raises
Hey,
an
at least
eyebrow.
I could have choose to stick my hand into the drawer. I
gonna
didn't
whisper
choose
to
to be a
Thor.
princess, Thalim.
And then he died, and we mind melded. There's a lot.
A lot's happened.
Man, you just stick your hand in the drawer. It was shiny. Shut up.
Exactly my point.
Wait. So if I put,
You thicker. This thing is a bitch.
shut up. If
Yes,
I
I know. I've seen you naked.
She's more than that.
Facts.
If Chey puts the stealth thingy on, what does that raise her to? It's -1.
I can read you what it does. I think it
While
gives
while
you
you're reading that,
advantage.
can I request a pee break really quick? I've had to
Yes.
pee for like the last
Oh,
hour, and I
God.
haven't
Yeah,
been at a
let's-
stopping
let's
point.
Pee break.
Dude, the
break.
phone, you
Uh,
wake me up.
Will you actually just copy and paste it to me so I can put it in the?
Yeah. So you guys spend like an hour kind of fitting
That's funny.
the clothes to your bodies, your little guard disguises. Always trick in the book, baby.
invisible.
Thorlaithir is just kind of like listening to you guys bickering and just like in shock of how much shit you guys have gotten into in such a short time.
Yay,
his
she
head is
made
just spinning.
friends.
Hey.
Shay
We're
and
in this
Friends.
together until
Aw.
the end at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, that made me sad.
Shay and Laith, make another perception check,
friends.
please.
What? Oh, okay, I see.
Everyone, take another
Yeah.
drink.
Oh God.
But
Please
it's a
don't.
good
No,
one.
I refuse.
Okay, good.
Woohoo! You can always tell it's a bad one because I always go, "Oh no,"
Yeah.
and then
I
if I
got a
just go,
6.
then if I just go, I'm
Oh,
just
no.
like, "Take another drink." That means it's a 20.
So Shay was kind of lost hanging out with
Shay's just
Orlaithir
excited.
and catching up and being like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
a familiar face! This is so nice. You're part of this weird resistance." What? And Laith, you hear like over the arcane tree PA system.
They've escaped.
They found the body in front of the prison.
Oh.
They know that you've escaped, and they
Okay,
are
but
like
that's
sending.
kind of badass.
Yeah,
for
they're
killing
they're
someone.
looking. They're on the alert. They've alerted the whole city that Princess Laith has returned and she needs to be captured again, and that she is dangerous. And so are her
Sick.
friends.
Sick.
No! They kill no one. Ever.
I've always wondered what it
Take
would
the
be
man.
like to be a criminal.
Hey.
Kinta just goes, "You could have just asked me, but that's fine."
Yeah, or me.
I
Thorlaithir
wanted
kind
to
of
experience it myself.
Thorlaithir just kind of looks at you guys, just like, "Are
I know.
you ready? Are you guys ready for this?"
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Alright.
we're ready.
All right, you guys follow me. We're gonna look as inconspicuous
Can you give
as
him a last
possible.
hug?
Yes, one last hug
Yeah.
before you pretend to be a guard.
Yay.
Okay, nice big hug. Very
Professional.
familiar. Professional.
Yeah.
All right, everyone roll a stealth check
Oh,
as we make our way to
no.
the palace.
I got
Stealth is
17.
+1.
Oh, I have,
Hey,
I have
hey,
advantage. It's fine.
hey guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but
You
oh,
need
no.
to take another drink.
Oh my
You God, need to take-
I got a nat 20.
You need to take
again.
2 drinks, actually.
Oh no.
A good one.
Mhm.
Wait, so I get to roll twice.
Yeah,
Because
take the highest one.
Oh.
I
Yes.
had a 23.
Pog.
The highest one is 17.
Cool. So as you guys make your way behind Thorlaithir, down the road connecting the temple to the palace, you guys fall right into step. You guys look like a legitimate
Nice.
like
Battalion.
battalion. Yeah.
Let's go.
And as you're
Wait,
moving, like,
who is
the
Keith
squad?
under?
yeah, who is Kinta under? I would like to know.
Probably Thalim because he's
It's
the
probably
biggest.
me, 'cause I got them up.
Yeah,
But then again,
yeah.
So
I don't have a lot
Kinta,
of space in this bitch.
Kinta very
got the most
quietly has like, she's so small that she's just standing on one of your feet and holding your leg. So she's just undistinguishable. She thought to do that. So you guys make your way to
Amazing.
the palace. Thorlaithir in front of you. He walks right up to the main gates. Just gives a nod, and the guards step aside. He walks right in.
God, that's so cool.
We're now in the first floor of the
Oh,
palace.
boy.
Oh god, I'm so
Oh.
nervous, dude.
So the ground floor
The
has like
palace.
just extremely high ceilings held up by pillars that are carved to look like individual trees. They like branch out as they reach the top. The main door is open into this large hall. So you have this big hall. There's tapestries, sculptures, plant arrangements. To the right, there's a large set of stairs spiraling upwards. And to the left, there's a set of doors that lead to meeting rooms, kitchen, storage. So like, Laith, you know this place very well. So like, you know where everything is.
Oh, I went to the kitchen at 3 a.m. so
Yeah,
many times.
yeah.
For that shredded cheese in the bag.
The shredded cheese in the bag.
So Thorlaithir begins making his way towards the stairs, knowing that you guys want to get to the queen. So he just walks over. The guard steps forward, spear out, and just says, "State your business." Thorlaithir, a single bead of sweat just trickling down the side of his temple. He says, "I have to go up to the library on clerical business." Clerical business, yeah.
He
And
needs
the
bars
guard-
because people have escaped.
Yeah. The guard looks at him and is like, "Oh, okay. That's just, you're aware of the situation and everything, correct?" Yes?
Yeah, that's why he has guards.
Yep.
Yeah, shut up.
The guard looks at Chey
Sorry.
and then just like looks back at Thorlaithir and goes, "Okay, I guess you are well protected and taking necessary precautions, and enjoy your time in the palace. And just steps aside to let
See, fuck you guys, it worked. Just kidding.
roll up. No.
Roll a deception real
So
quick.
you are up to the second floor, which is the library.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, the library. We
Thorlaithir-
spent so many hours here.
Thorlaithir like kind of nods
It
at
was
the
Cyrdan's
guard
office.
and takes you right into the library. There's a large open room, towering shelves filled to the brim with books. There's bright arcane lamps hanging from the ceiling, casting bright white light. Comfortable looking chairs are set up at regular intervals throughout the room. You see a bunch of the Leaves of Orlaithir are sitting studying, focusing on whatever books they were reading. A few of them were writing, their quills scratching furiously across the paper. Laith, you know that there's the main part of the library with like fiction books, children books, basic history, some arcane science, and then there's like a set of classrooms for the Leaves of Orlaithir and other townsfolk to learn about things. And then there's the section of the historical texts that are locked away, and then Cyrdan's office as well.
Wait, Ryan, can I DM you something?
Yeah.
Really quick?
Mhm.
Hold
Can
on.
we kill Cyrdan right now? If he's in his office?
If he's
No.
in there.
Is he in there?
That would.
I don't know.
not
Go
be
find out.
Can we burn it? Burn it, punch it on the ground.
Can we burn it?
I really don't think it would do anything.
I'm kidding, of course.
No, you're
Maybe
not.
just joking,
just,
joshing.
just kidding, guys.
No, you're not.
Maybe.
Okay, maybe you're not.
Continue,
Glad we're
sorry.
all on the same page. Yeah, so Thorlaithir kind of looks at you guys. It's like, well, I mean, I don't think I can take you further up than this. So I'm gonna leave you here. You've got your nice outfits. I'm gonna go, do my thing. Please stay safe. And just, keep your heads low. And
Yep.
You'll know. You'll know. Great seeing you again, Princess and Chey.
Okay,
Yes.
bye, love you.
It was nice meeting you.
He bows
Shut up,
low.
Luce. Get away from him.
He just
Jeez, I
bows
didn't say
low and
anything.
makes his way out of the library. I don't have to move
That's
Crow
my
'cause that's all of you guys. So you're
But
chilling
he's
in
hot.
the library.
Bad as fuck.
Ryan, the thing I didn't do about, can I know? I know about it, right?
Yeah.
So
we know?
I'm about to tell you.
Nice.
So I pull everyone in the party like really close to me. I say, we need to get to my laboratory.
Where is your
Because-
laboratory?
The next floor up.
Next floor
You would
up.
know.
Go to
Yeah.
this temple, just
You
like-
live here.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Wait, 4 of us haven't been to your fucking laboratory.
No, I was just, we need to get to my laboratory because I have a passageway that I created from my laboratory directly to my room, and my room's next to my mother's ?
Yes.
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 My room is my
convenient.
room is next to my mom's, so we need to get to the next floor.
Okay.
How are
Laith,
we gonna do that? I don't know.
You wanna make a history check for me quick?
You know the Veronica
History check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The scroll does the cover of it.
Oh.
Will you just
math.
send it to me?
Plus
Don't,
6.
don't pay for me.
18 plus 6.
Okay.
Whatever
So
that is.
just gonna remind you that in the second session, when you were studying the people who were turned to stone, you knew that there were books about that information in the historical text section of the library. I just wanted to remind you that Laith was like, I can grab some of those.
We also need to go around to the other hallway and go to the historical texts part.
Okay. Quick stop and then upstairs.
Yeah. The only
So-
issue is that if we go around that way, we're passing Cyrdan's office.
Send this to one of my friends,
Oh.
and it said,
Oh, that could be an issue. Do you
I
even know if he's here?
with the current situation and him knowing that we're here, I doubt he's just gonna be in his office. But
But we
he's
don't
fucking
know.
weird as shit, so I don't know.
Well, I guess if we have to, it's kind of we have to.
I say
Yeah.
probably with the queen, in all honesty.
What did you say?
He's probably with the queen.
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, pulling all them strings.
She's probably going to be surrounded by guards too.
Sick.
Sick,
I
dude.
point on my legs and go, we have a kingdom.
I'm going to take
Point of
this
what?
time to mention that most of those who survived from my mutagen were required to guard the queen in Celladorne. So,
Oh, that's
a
problem.
Oh,
They
no.
are-
We have to fight them.
they're as strong, if not stronger, than Thalim.
Bullshit.
All right.
I can take them.
I made it. They're stronger. Fuck.
Yeah.
They've also had multiple mutagen injections. You've only had one.
What's your point?
You've only had one. That's my point.
What's your point?
Thalim?
I'm down to fight.
I know you are, but we
I have a gun.
Thalim, be quiet. you can't. Gun here. Please.
Oh God.
I'll think about it.
Let's
Thanks.
just focus on getting lab.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we need to get to the
One thing
laboratory.
at a
Very
time.
keen to whisper, I'm getting sweaty under here.
You'll be able to come out in the historical text section in like
Okay.
5 minutes. Don't worry.
How do you think I feel?
I did the best I could for the armor, okay?
When's the last time you bathed, Kinta?
So can I just like lead them quietly through the library
Yeah,
to the
you
historical
just-
text?
you
Because I'm
dress as
I'm probably
guards.
the only one.
Yeah, you just make your way, past the classrooms. There's like a class or two being held, but no one, the doors are closed. And you make your way down to the narrow little hallway where the historical texts are.
Too much cheese.
They're locked.
They are.
Can I do like his? Wait, how are they locked?
Like I was gonna say a door, but like a door, like a key
Hey,
lock.
Luce,
So
you
it's like a
wanna
normal
try-
lock.
Yeah.
You want to pick lock these? You got these
Yeah.
tools, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave
Got
Luce my spare ones that I had because theirs melted.
They sure did. Okay, so I'll
Like that.
the lock.
Fine.
What do I have to run for that?
So I think you do a sleight of hand plus your proficiency because you're using tools, if I'm correct. Let me look.
What is my
So
proficiency?
It's so your dexterity is 1, and then your proficiency. Where is your proficiency? +3.
+3.
Yeah.
So total +3?
Total +4.
Total +4. Okay,
Yeah.
fuck. Okay. I got math 19.
So you bend over in front of the door, you wiggle your thieves tool around, and you just hear it go click, and pops right open.
Oh my god.
I did it.
I'll open this door, see.
Oh my god.
Dorothy.
So you file into the historical restricted text section. You see it's composed mostly of shelves, cases of scrolls with Orlaithir history. There's a section about the layout of Moradun. There looks like there's a section of arcane knowledge, some creature information. There's a single desk where like an arcane lamp is hung over for people who are like doing a little bit of research when they have permission to go in here. There's 3 major sections. There's like archives, there's maps, and then there's a bestiary.
With a bestiary for me. I like pretty much know like exactly what shelf it's on.
Yeah, so you go right over. Just roll an investigation.
Investigation.
Let's go through these books.
He's back. Oh god.
Take a drink, everyone.
Oh my god. I'm gonna
I'm
die.
on a roll today.
I get it. Roll.
So you like fly right up to the shelf.
Shut up,
You
Frankie.
grab the book. You know exactly which one. You flip to it. You even remember like the chapter. The information about petrification. You know that it says creatures that can apply petrification are cockatrice, gorgons, basilisks, and medusae. And the cures for petrification can be basilisk blood, greater restoration, or a stone to flesh spell.
Don't I have a ring for that?
You do.
Yeah. I never put it in my inventory, but it's
But
there.
you have it.
Undo it. I have it, don't worry.
It's with us mentally.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
what matters.
So you have like a list of cures and like what creatures can cause it.
I wrote that shit down
Cool.
because
Cool.
I'm an artificer. I always have paper. I put
Yes.
it in my little bag of holding where it's safe.
Back
Nice,
up.
nice.
Nice and nice, yes. So it's in the bag.
Nice. Does anyone else want to look through some books as I was looking for anything?
Yeah, beast.
Beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you
roll
want
a-
to ask?
roll a,
Do you want to ask me to help you because I lived here
No.
for 300 years?
Do you want some help? No.
All right, my bad.
All right. So
Alright.
Thalim, roll an investigation check.
Easy clap.
Ryan,
Yes.
would the research and
18.
stuff that I did be in this part of the library?
It would be in your lab.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It's in a cool secret
Never mind.
spot of my lab.
Yeah.
Easy clap.
So you said 18, Thalim?
Yep.
So you go through, since I didn't explain things super hot, you actually go through the map section because you're looking for, what's it called? Like, hunting patterns of beasts.
Mhm.
So as
Yeah.
you go through, you're flipping through the maps, looking for creature that, you know, sounds like,
Wait, I've got this.
Oh,
yeah, sounds like the thing that did the thing. Oh,
the
maybe I
thing.
should
Yep.
show everyone things. And you go through and you find one that
Bad.
seems to be a match. The hunting pattern of something called a strigoi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And you find this handwritten on top of a map of Celladorne. Let me know if you can't read it, but I can also write it to you later. I DM'd you a map.
Oh, side
Ooh, a
note, how
map.
dare you?
What?
Strigoi,
Yeah.
you're rude.
Uh-oh. I think I know where this is going. You ain't gonna like it either.
Oh, I don't want to
Uh-oh.
think anymore.
Does anyone else want to do any snooping in this top secret place of texts?
Can I snoop around a little?
Mhm.
I don't know what I'm looking for now.
Make an investigation check.
Sick. So anything useful.
Yeah.
Fine. Why is this tab open? What is this? Hold on. Move. Investigation. What does this mean? Passive investigation?
No, you still roll for investigation. That's just
okay.
like if you're like in a room.
I just have
chilling.
weird tabs.
Yeah.
9.
Nah. So you kind of go through some of the archives because you're like, oh, I can look at stuff the Leaves of Orlaithir did, and you kind of flip through a little bit. You don't spend very long looking. You just kind of skim. You read some stuff about like the Dryad experiments, things like that. Some research. You flip through. You see like the name of the person who is head of research before Cyrodiil. You keep flipping through. You're like, yeah, this checks out. Yeah, I know about this stuff.
Back it up there, pal. The Dryad experiments?
Yeah. You would have done like a little bit of experimentation on like trees and, you know, making them stronger. How do dryads
okay.
live better in tree environments such as
Oh,
that?
okay. I'm fine with that then.
Yeah, you just skimmed
I
through
thought you
it.
meant like
Nothing,
torturing them.
You didn't see any of that when you flipped through it. You're like, cool, I know this, and kept going.
Alright, I'm satisfied.
Cool. Does anyone else need to look at anything?
Are there death records here?
Yeah, there probably would be. Who
Hey.
are you looking for?
I think you know who I'm looking for.
Take a look. Do an investigation.
How about alive records? Because I'll look at the alive
It'll
ones.
it'll be easier to look through the death records.
What are my adoption
No,
papers?
not for
Peter?
you, for me.
Oh, for you.
Mm-hmm.
What am I doing? Investigation.
Investigation.
19.
19.
I'm gonna look
You
at
go
the alive
through
one.
death records. You see his name listed like a few days after he was taken.
Okay. I'm satisfied.
Hey, Laith.
Yes.
Do you guys have adoption papers here? Because I'm not allowed in here, I don't think.
No, you wouldn't be.
No. I think the only people allowed in here were me, Sirid, and my mom, and like a few other people.
So you got
You
those
would have to
adoption
request
papers?
permission to go in.
Yeah, can I just like flip through from where I was and like find them?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
You
I
go through adoption
I-
papers. And you roll.
Me?
Roll
Me or
investigation.
Chey?
Whoever is looking.
I guess I will.
She doesn't know shit about this place.
Math is hard. 18.
18. So you flip through. You find Chey eventually listed. The mother's listed. The father is
Go on.
listed. The name of. Oh, let me go find the name.
Yeah, so weird.
Lineon. Lineon.
Lineon.
E-O-N. Listed as an outsider. Mother listed as a member of the Leaves of Orlaithir.
Oh.
And
Maybe
that's
it was my
the
wife
Elvish.
in the records.
Did your wife live here?
She was half
Oh,
elf.
she left. So she wouldn't. Her death records wouldn't be listed here. Her birth
Mhm.
records might have been if she was born in the city,
Mhm.
but since she no longer lived in here in the city, they probably would have stopped keeping tabs on her.
Wait. If it has the record
hmm
of Shay's mother,
Mhm.
does it also have the record of her dad?
Death or dad?
Both. Preferred.
She doesn't
Oh.
have a death listed.
What?
Oh.
No death listed. What do you want her
For
name to be? By the way,
You.
I, was
We're
like,
the
I named the
mastermind
dad.
here.
I didn't name the mom yet. I was like, if you wanted
What?
to name a mom.
What's- Daddy, who? Who's the dad?
Theonin. Wait, Linny. Oh my god. How did I?
Leon,
I
thought that
just
was the
mashed.
last name.
Lineon.
Lineon is your father's name. Sorry. Oh my god.
that's his
I'm like, I just
dad?
said it and then I said it completely wrong.
We've had a lot of gnats so far this
Yes.
session.
It's
It's
very
okay.
true.
I'm feeling it.
Yes,
So
Lineon is
Lineon,
your father.
Perhaps.
Is her? Who's her mother then?
What did you want to name her or should I?
You can go nuts with that, yeah.
Fuck.
So her mother's Elvish.
Your mother's
Oh,
Elven,
sorry.
member of the Leaves of Orlaithir. No death record listed.
So she's alive? That
She's
doesn't
not written as
make
dead.
her. What? Where's she at?
Wait, Ryan.
hmm
Does it say the kind of death that happened to him?
This just says died in custody.
What? That's sus.
Fucking weird.
I know what they did.
I'm writing
sad
down
now.
letters and trying to make a name that sounds nice.
Okay.
I was like, share? And I'm like, no.
Wait.
Oh my god, share.
So Lineon is her father, but he's an outsider.
Correct.
But does it give his
Lineon's-
race?
It's listed as human.
Okay. I'm taking extensive notes.
Let's name your mother Sharon. Oh no, fuck. I spelled it really interesting, and I was like, wait, that's just Sharon. Because I was like, Cher. Cher sounds cool, but it's Cher. So I did Cheren, and then I was like, Sharon! And then I said it out loud, and immediately was like, that's just a right.
I mean,
That's
that's fine.
Sharon.
Sharon? Okay.
Sharon.
Your
Oh,
mom
Sharon.
will be Sharon. Chey and Sharon.
So
You
Sharon
just
and
spelled Susan.
Linion.
Yeah, Sharon's not listed as dead, but and the records of like Sharon's information like stops several years ago. How old are you?
Hold on.
You're like a baby elf, right?
She's
you're the
in
youngest
her
of the party.
20s.
So
Yeah.
you notice it's around the same time you've been alive, a little bit after you were born, the records for your mother stops being accounted for.
Oh, she's 22.
So 22 years, your mother's records stopped like 22 years ago, like 21 years ago ish.
Interesting.
Cool. Wait. Can I talk to Laith real quick?
Yeah.
Considering my mother was old, would you know of a Sharon and Linion? If she was part of the
Do I roll history?
Do a
checks to
history.
see? History check. Let's see. Okay.
I gotta know,
Math
man.
is
The ferret
hard.
brought me here.
Ferret.
22.
So you knew of her, you remember her from being in the Leaves of Orlaithir. She did some work with dryads in her time. You know, she'd be in the library a lot reading and researching. She would come in to this very room sometimes to like check on like the bestiary and like research on the dryads, and she would be working in the lab a lot. Spent a lot of time in the temple.
So I would see her often.
You'd see her often. You didn't like form a personal relationship with her. Like she was around, you were occupying the same spaces every so often. You didn't like hang out with her. You like knew of her. And like
Okay.
Chey had to ask like, do you remember this person, for you to jog your memory and be like, yeah, I do. Like she didn't just jump into your head. You have to be like, yeah, I remember Sharon. She was in Leaves of Orlaithir. She worked on like some dryad stuff. That's what you remember.
Was she ever with a man named Linion?
Would I have ever seen Shay's father?
I would say you wouldn't have met him.
Mystery man.
Like he would be around, but like I don't think you would have been in contact with him. You would have been kept away.
What? Mom?
Mom?
What?
The hell?
Okay, thank you.
And
Step closer, I guess.
since like her stuff like disappeared 22 years ago, that means that she was still in the palace and stuff before I left, because I left Orlaithir 50 years ago.
Yeah, so she was like putzing about. Like people use the palace a lot for like college-y type stuff and like research.
And where
type
did she?
stuff.
Did she? So let me get this right. She, her, and my father.
Mhm.
Well, she was part of the Leaves of Orlaithir,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And then she dropped me off at the temple
Mhm.
and disappeared.
Mhm.
And so did my father.
Mhm.
That mysteriously no one knows.
Mhm.
Cool.
Mhm.
Tight.
Sick.
Okay.
How's everyone doing?
Would you brief summary on what Leaves are again?
Leaves of Orlaithir were a group formed by one of the queens in the past to help strengthen the trees and strengthen Orlaithir's defense against like the threats of the outside world. So it's like research based, arcana based, and also like they are the clergy essentially. So they're like, we worship Freya, love her. We also need to dedicate our lives to the research and arcane development of the forest itself.
That why would she disappear then?
I don't know. Where did she go?
Where could she have gone?
Maybe she found out something she didn't want to know.
Well, If that's the case, then why did she leave me at the temple?
She probably
If-
wanted you to grow up in a life of...
But if she knew it was bad,
Of
why'd she leave me
unknowing.
here?
Probably.
Think about
Here's
it.
my dad.
Like,
If cheese went in for
Orlaithir-
something and you're a baby, I'd leave a baby behind so I could have a better
What?
chance
Shut
of
up.
living.
No one asked you.
He just goes, we literally did leave a baby behind. We literally
No,
did that.
We left him somewhere safe with a very good cleric. Okay, it's different.
Yeah, maybe she thought she would come
And you
back.
got left with priests.
Yeah, Kinta goes, Orlaithir seemed like a really good cleric that you got left with. Just saying. Anyway,
Yeah.
and she just crawls back under Thalim's robes.
Thanks.
Okay, well,
You also kind of have to think about it this way too. Orlaithir is like the most easily protected area. Like with the
Yeah.
trees and everything like that. Like leaving you in the city, even if she found out something that she didn't want to know, was the safest thing for you. Because look at how hard it was for us to get here.
where did she go though? Who's my dad?
So we gotta find
Who
out.
knows?
Okay,
Maybe once this is over, if we don't mess anything up and we survive, we can ask Thor about it.
we better. Well,
Oh, we
I
fucking better.
think Chey would have asked him before. He might have just not told her. I don't know, man.
We were kind of in a pretty like high intense situation there. So I don't know.
True.
Continue, I guess.
Does anyone else want to look for anything before we
Stream.
try to go upstairs?
Focus, Chey. It's not what we're here for.
I have a DM question.
Bless you.
Part of this is because, my memory from last week is not great, or the last session. Luce found out that their mom was looking for something, right?
Yeah. Benji, who I
It's
named,
like on the-
I named her the half-orc as Benji.
Okay, Benji.
So
yeah.
she knows that your mom went west after something. But the Thieves Guild was like, there's a thing. And she went, and no
Okay.
one's really heard from her since then.
And it was like west of Bromhead.
Yeah.
So could Luce look at maps and see if there's like records on items that would be like, would that
Towards the
be
west.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make a investigation check.
Okay. Oh god, my mouse. 14?
So you go through, you look for, there are like some like lore, like half lore, half legend, half that's three halves, like history types of deals that
Okay.
that Elle's heard of from other cultures. So there's some information on in Bromhead. There's like a cloak that the halflings used to help free the Dragonborn long ago. There's also, I think there was a sword or a shield. I have the lore of it. There's magical items in Bromhead you read about. There's some story from Petri of a, what are they called? A Triton war hero that like took down some like Leviathan type creatures and had special like armor and weapons made for that situation. There's not much else towards the west. So there's like stuff from the ocean, stuff from Bromhead. There's various little things of like potential like treasure in the sea. There's talk about dragon treasure a little bit towards the north in the west, where the Dragonborn currently live after they... The god that you guys slept in, the skeleton of the dragon god, was the god that was enslaving the Dragonborn. So there's talk of like that treasure being left over that the Dragonborn got as well. So there's those are like the three key areas, like the ocean, Triton war hero, the halflings having this cool like invisibility cloak, and there's some weapon that I forget, and then there's the treasure of the deceased dragon god that the Dragonborn have.
Okay.
All in the west.
Would Luce have enough knowledge of their mom that their dad has told them about like her in general to know which one she might be after?
Make a history check.
Okay. Everybody drink.
Yep.
Not 20.
Yo.
So,
Ugh.
I'm so sorry that this isn't at 20.
I'm getting to the bottom of my
She
drink
didn't-
and it's not good.
So the Thieves Guild sent her after it. So he knows that she left, and he knows that she's after something, but she didn't tell him what she was going after. She was
Okay.
not able to tell him that information, unless that's what he told you. So either he actually doesn't know because she didn't tell him, or she told him and he just isn't letting you know as well.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Noted.
She
down.
she did leave. It was the parameters of her leaving was like a rough and confusing type thing for the two of them, and
It's not something that he would like talk about.
yeah, he's not like
Yeah.
super thrilled about the whole introduction of that quest for her and then her departure.
Okay. But
not
but
a
like
fan.
that's what made her like go that way in the first place.
Yeah, she's
all those years
she's
ago.
after something. She's after something probably very large. Maybe not large and physically large, but large as in like important.
Like a
large.
big catch.
Yeah. She's on a big
Big
heist.
score. That's the
Impact
word.
a lot.
Big heist. So
Okay.
there's some big items towards the west that the Thieves Guild might have their eye on.
Okay. Noted.
I'm so stressed.
Noted. That is all I will look at.
Alright. Well, once we get
Everybody
out
all
of here, I'm tracking them down. And the ferret.
The ferret.
The fur.
Does anyone have anything else they want to look for before we leave?
I'm good.
Thalim, you good?
I'm still looking at the map. So
Looking at maps.
Meps.
I'm visually affected by this.
Oh, she's probably really rattled too. Hey, my parents might be alive.
Laith is also rattled.
We're just kind of fucked
Yeah,
right now.
Luce is just very quiet. They probably tried to like do that secretly. So
Quinta's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has
Quinta's
no
just-
connection to this place.
Yeah.
There's just like clawing
Wait.
on the map going, I want to see.
Quinta, what?
She
Have
like
you
pops
looked
her
to see
head
if
out.
there's
Yeah.
any
What's that?
records about like your homeland shit that's going on?
She just kind of like smiles and goes, "I don't need the records of these people murdering my people."
No, I'm sorry, that came out wrong.
Yeah. You mean like records of them controlling where we can go, controlling our food supply,
I mean,
pushing the kobolds
more
towards
like
us to keep fighting each other? Like it's
no.
it was kinda
I mean,
obvious.
more like
Is there-
evidence of this been happening for a
Is there
while.
any orders to
Oh.
the forest grow out?
You know what I mean?
Evidence? Yeah, I can look for some evidence. Like if you want me to help, I guess I can like look.
Yeah,
for
look
some
for some
evidence.
evidence.
'Cause, I
Not like
mean,
some fucking
I'm
disease.
not-
Do an investigation check.
I'll look away if you want to steal a couple of those books or something.
Steal a oh.
You know, like evidence of orders to.
She like
You
looks
know.
around and she's kind of looking more to like feel included. And she's like, "I'll take this," and she like grabs a scroll and is like, "Looks really full of top secret information." Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. She just takes it. She's like, "Okay, I got one." Is that what I was supposed to do?
Sure.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I meant like old orders to. Yeah, it's not important. Never mind.
She didn't roll good.
Can I walk up to Thalim and just kind of whisper to him to take the map?
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
taking
support
this
it, but I don't see it. How about that?
map. I just say, hey, Chey, what's over there? And then just put the map in.
You know what? That would actually work.
Yep.
Work on it.
Shay.
Hey, what's that? Where?
Oh, where?
Is that light?
Can I
flickering
can I
thing?
say the same thing to like loose too? Because I'm sure it was just like a map on a scroll.
Yeah, so everyone's like
With, like,
pocketing.
They're like
stuff.
maps.
She's just
Yeah,
like,
there's
what
some
are
maps.
you guys talking about?
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say the. So, if I look at.
Can I take
I can make
the
you a map
records up
later,
for Mother,
but-
please? Please?
Yeah,
That isn't a
everyone-
book. So you'd
I,
have to rip out the page.
I'll do it.
Do you want me to rip out the page for you so you feel better
Yeah.
about it? Okay. So, like when I was helping Chey find the page about her parents,
Sharon Leon. Which sounds like
I-
Leon. Thank you.
I don't aggressively tear it out. I tear it out like very
Leon.
gently. So it's a very like straight edge from the book, and
Wow.
I hand it to Chey, who probably looks at me in horror, but
Leon, you
Whatever.
Grant Bittman me?
Shh. Daddy. It's kind of carefully folded, and I don't have pockets.
I took
Boo
the
pocket.
death record.
Got it.
A boom pocket.
I took the death
Put it
record. I
there.
tore it out of the
No.
book that I was reading.
Sick, dude.
Easy clap.
Alright, we've all been traumatized a little further. Let's keep going. Get to your lab.
All right. So,
There's a guard outside the door.
so
we
as
also
you
get past
guys
here to the office.
walk out, everyone who took something takes 2 force damage and gets bounced back into the room.
Oh, pog.
Great.
Well,
Yeah, you
I
can't take
accept
anything
that.
out of this room. It is enchanted.
oh, well, that makes sense.
Okay, everyone
All right.
make a copy.
Yeah.
Make a copy. Where's the photocopier?
Well, I know Laith
Well,
has,
yeah,
like,
I was about
paper
to
and
say
shit.
I have a bunch of paper and stuff. Like, can I just
Yeah, I think all
like
of us
make visual
should have
copies
some like
of
paper,
everything?
yeah.
Because like I feel like I
Yeah.
can make the most
Ouch.
accurate copies. I guess. At least of like
Please.
the maps.
Please.
Like Chey can write it down herself.
Yeah. She's just like, ow. Damn it.
Quinta takes her scroll and like hands it over to Laith and says, "Can you I don't read or write Elven. Can you like transcribe this one for me?
Oh.
Thanks."
Yes. What is it? What did she grab?
So if you open it, it's a kind of like entry, like a time log of, it says like changeling blood acquired, and then there's some designs for a centrifuge, and it's signed Uriel.
Uriel. Like the angel?
Uriel. Uriale. Uriel.
Oh, Uriel.
Like so as I'm looking at that one, I just kind of stop
I wrote urinal. Hold on.
And he goes, "What? That got a good
And-
one?"
and stare at it
Mm,
for a moment.
this is stressful.
And oh,
Yeah, Quinta, I would say this is a good one.
Oh, cool. Just grabbed one randomly.
sick.
I can't even read it.
So I copy everything down
Mhm.
for everyone.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Put everything back.
Huge bug.
Dang it. Okay.
Okay,
Everyone's
now
good.
we're ready.
Everyone's pockets are
Back
clean.
into the boo pocket.
Mhm.
All right.
Yep.
We go back through the library. What's the plan?
Oh,
We got to get to the lab.
You guys are dressed as guards, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could probably just walk past this guy.
Or you could say he's relieved and we're gonna watch. So
Yeah.
we'll be alone.
We could do that.
we could. I'm gonna keep my mouth shut. You guys do it.
I'll speak.
Yeah, I was about to say I shouldn't speak. They'll probably recognize
Yeah,
my voice.
Oh, speaking Elvis to the god.
All right. What are you telling him?
You relieved from your post.
Make a deception check.
I got you, BB.
Easy clap.
A dirty 20.
Oh,
Oh, thank God. I've been here for hours. Yeah, thanks so much. All right, I'm gonna go this fruit bowl. Okay, bye. And he heads down the stairs.
oh,
Fruit
fruit
bowl.
bowl.
Going uppity?
Yes,
Uppity,
but
uppity.
slowly and as quietly as we can. Because I
Okay.
know there's another guard.
Yep, so you
Oh, dear.
are on the stairs that are coming up to the landing. You can kind of see the guard. He's just kind of chilling by the other set of stairs.
Okay. Do we want to tell this guard he's relieved as well?
So, say, Luce stays at the bottom. I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna say, can you relieve the guard downstairs, and then you're relieved.
Okay, you go up and say that, and she's kind of
Yeah.
like, wait. I'm relieved to go relieve the guard.
Yeah,
Sounds-
because I've got to take your pose.
Keep taking my...
You have to swap duties.
Oh, okay. Roll another...
God.
What did I say? Deception.
Sorry. Immediately feels bad after saying that.
Another dirty 20.
Yeah.
19
Oh,
plus one.
Jeez.
So she's like, oh, yeah, like, everything's so crazy right now with, the whole traitor coming back and everything.
Yeah,
It's like, I
that's
get
what
it. We're
me
Yeah, it's
too.
not
done.
perfect, but
I'm
we're
so
just
tired.
changing.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll go downstairs.
Easy clap.
Yep. Good thing you told her to take the empty spot downstairs, because otherwise
Yeah.
she's gonna walk by and be like, "There's what?"
Mhm.
Aw.
You're good. So we are now on the 3rd floor, which is where the labs are. So the
Dryad
annex
nursery.
has some supply crates, delicate specimens in glass cases, are sitting on tables,
My friends.
waiting to be unpacked and examined. I'll just describe the whole floor because Laith knows what's there. Through the annex doors lead to a large open space. It's very well lit. There's rows of tables. The back wall that makes up the tree trunk is lined with interchanging bookshelves and chalkboards. There's scientific diagrams and runic scribblings on most of them. There's pieces of organic matter, mostly plant matter, laid across a lot of the tables. Arcane lamps attuned to replicate the sun's rays hung over them. Some tables had soil samples, other had little bugs. There's currently 2 researchers in the lab. One of them has the back turned to the door. The other one is currently looking into this large lens structure, studying big sheets of bark.
I think we should just walk through.
Mm-hmm.
We're dressed as guards after all. And if they ask, Thalim, I think you should tell them with the information about the traitor coming back to the city. We've been told to search and post guard in Laith's laboratory.
In case the traitor comes back for her
Because
stuff. Wink,
because
wink.
it's a place that she would go.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll do that.
That's
gonna,
if they ask.
walk through
But we
okay.
can just walk through, yeah. Unless they
So,
if they
you
say
want me to
anything.
go alone?
No, we're walking through together, but if either of the researchers
If they
ask
stop
what
us
we're
to
doing
ask.
here, that is what you say to them.
Or I can just say mind your business. Research, do your job. We do it ours. I'm a god after all.
You're mean.
No, let's not.
Be nice.
But were those guards nice to us? No, they were doing their job.
Okay, well, Dad killed one of them, so.
He sure did.
He really did.
He said, be a god. I'm being a god.
Okay. Okay.
Well, it would
let's
make
just-
sense if there were guards sent to search Laith's laboratory.
And guard it to
Uh,
make sure she doesn't come back. So.
let's just go in.
Hey,
Yeah,
you're
let's just
about to say them to be civil after you've seen someone that could have possibly killed this man.
So you, just,
Okay.
you walk in. Everyone roll a performance check. How guardly are you?
Performance?
Mhm.
Good job.
I got a 13.
I got a 19.
23!
Let's go.
How about plus
30, 20, 19 plus 1.
Nice. So you guys walk. Luce looks a little awkward going through, maybe bumps a table or something. But the researchers, one of them, the one looking through the glass, doesn't even look up. The one that has their back turned, turns around, waves, and then goes back to whatever they were studying.
Fuck.
They're pretty immersed in their work.
Easy clap.
So
Yeah, they're
where
doing their job.
you walk
Doing 'em
across
so
the
good.
general labs, where are you going?
Through the tree nursery. I'm taking them straight to my laboratory.
Tree nursery. Okay. So you go into the first tree nursery, and there's several saplings spaced out in rows. If I could read correctly.
Can I quickly lean over to Chey and be like, don't touch anything?
Yeah. Just don't touch anything.
She and I mean me was thinking about it.
Yeah.
Don't touch them.
This room doesn't have
Not
any
touchy.
windows. It's very dark, and the only light is from like the trees kind of glowing.
Okay.
You pass your way through.
Keeping my hands to myself.
Yeah.
With your hands on shoulders.
The second room, the wall is made almost entirely of window, and this one's like very bright light just going through the trees. Similar rooms, almost identical. One's just daytime, one's nighttime.
Oh.
And you make your way through those sets of trees, and you arrive in Laith's laboratory. Looks very familiar to you. But things seem to have been, moved around a lot and then left. So there's some spider webs. It's kind of dark. It just looks like you are very meticulous in your workspace, so you know that everything is kind of shifted around and like,
So
shuffled.
someone's gone through it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gee, I wonder who could have done that.
So I walk up
Mhm.
to, I'm guessing, like one of my multiple desks that I have in my laboratory. And I reach around the side and press a series of buttons.
Beep boop, beep boop.
Beep boop.
And then a chamber in the top of the desk opens. And I hope my research is still inside.
Make an investigation check.
Okay. Because I did take some of it with me when I ran. So nat 20.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
And my investigation is +3, so technically
So
20.
you open the drawer, and you notice that most of your books have been taken. Going through on the table, a lot of the samples have died by now. Like, they just have not been, no one's been taking care of them. A lot of shriveled plants, a lot of dead leaves. Some of the samples had continued to, like, grow. Some of them more plant matter, some of them more fleshy. So there's some, like, bulbous, kind of, like, cancerous-looking blobs as well on the table. A lot of empty glass petri dishes. Some cracked, some of them starting to, like, rot. It's just not a great time on this table. But in the drawer, there's still 4 beakers that seem to have a little bit of distinctly colored liquid left. Like, it seems to be almost completely evaporated, and there's like a grime of where like the fluid has pretty much evaporated, but there's still some of just the grunge left over. And there's a blue, red, yellow, and green little beaker in this drawer as well.
I never found them.
Do you need to look for anything else? Or look around?
Can I go over? So all of these desks have this same mechanism that I built into them. Because Cyrodiil is a whore. So I close up that one and walk kind of almost like slowly to the other desk, which will have any like written research that I made that I wanted to hide. So I go through like the same process of opening the desk.
So the research, like, this has been ransacked. Like, a lot of the key research on like mutagens and like the plant experiments you've done, that people were like, you shouldn't do this, this isn't what we're about, too much science, has been taken. Some of it had been taken before you even left under the guise of like, this isn't what you're supposed to be doing. But even the ones that you've hidden now seem to have been taken. When you open this drawer though, you still see that there is this stone tablet with runes etched into it that is still there. And you recognize this as a device that you built a transmog tablet, and there's runes on both sides, and a weapon that is placed on the left side can absorb an arcane elemental energy from an item placed on the right side. Once you set that process up, there's like a 4-hour prep period. After 7 days, the energy will be completely transferred into the weapon, and then that weapon can get a little bit of elemental damage up onto it. And I will
How big is like the stone tablet?
kind of like an iPad. Like if you had like a big weapon, you could just like lay it on one end and put the other thing on the other, and it will like transfer. So let me.
I pick it up out of the desk and hold it and just kind of get stuck standing there.
Anyone else looking at anything? A lot of crunchy leaves.
A lot of crunch.
I look
I'm
over
gonna
to
start with
Chey.
Catherine.
No, I look over to Chey. I'm like, if you want to touch anything in here, it's safe. But if there's anything with a needle, don't touch it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna touch anything sharp. I'm not a 5-year-old.
I'm gonna search. Blindfolded.
What?
Are you doing investigation check? Oh.
Yeah, I'm doing investigation.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Blindfolded.
Sorry, Catherine's drawing it.
I
It's
have-
really interesting.
I have lots of like secret compartments. So
18.
18. As you walk around with your eyes closed to prove a point, you trip over something,
With it.
and it like kind of rolls across the floor, and you find like a kind of grimy, little crusty looking alchemy jug
Oh boy.
Oh.
that was found its way like off onto the ground under a table.
Oh my gosh. A jug.
A nice alchemy jug. Let me send you.
Hey, do you want this?
yes, you
Do I want what?
What?
Give me a jug.
What did you?
What?
Where did you get
What did
that?
you-
My foot's so cramped and shit. I'm
Come on,
fighting
Cat.
before.
Get the alchemy jug.
That's insensitive right now.
Catherine, shut up. No one cares. Her foot cramped.
Yep. One of the
Oh,
dryads
God.
screams about their foot cramping.
Did she kick the jug?
Yeah.
No, what's happening? Catherine started screaming about a cramp.
Wait, can
Oh,
I?
God.
Can I? So can that have like kind of like knocked me out of like me just standing there not being able to do anything?
Yeah, Thalim literally knocking a jug over and it like rolling across the floor.
Can I pick it up
It's a jug.
Yeah.
and
It's
know what it is?
Yeah, it is an alchemy jug. So you're able
is
to
it-
use an action and you name a liquid and it can produce that liquid. It can make 7 liquids: acid, wine, basic potion, salt or freshwater, oil, mayonnaise, vinegar, beer, and honey. Is that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not 7. I can't get. Wait, it doesn't even say 7. I'm just an idiot. It makes those liquids.
Okay.
Give it back.
Oh, I think it's supposed basic poison, not basic potion.
Oh.
I'm like 7
Some
times
poison.
7 kinds of stupid with an alchemy jug. So acid, wine, poison, salt or fresh
Alan,
water.
this is
oil,
my
mayo,
laboratory. It
Yeah?
is mine.
vinegar. This is
Uh-huh.
my mayo snack jug. Sorry.
This is my mayo
I
snack jug.
found something in
Ew.
here that you haven't been here in 50 years. Finders keepers.
Huh.
What? No. Isn't that how that
I
works?
swear to God.
I think that you're the last person that needs to touch some mysterious liquids.
Yeah, that is
Well, they're
so
not
true.
serious. We just got listed what they're gonna be.
Okay, that doesn't mean you touch it.
I kicked it.
You didn't.
paused
You didn't
touching
even. You didn't even pick it up. I picked it up, so
Yeah.
therefore it is mine.
So
Mhm.
don't touch it.
I just give out a laugh and I just hand it to Thalim.
No.
No, I don't want it.
Oh my fucking god.
Just
Okay,
just give it.
I put both it and the stone into my bag.
Yeah, that works.
Nice.
Jesus Christ.
Easy clap.
I can find stuff with my eyes closed. Get fucked.
Wow.
I'm
my
gonna DM you something, Ryan, really quick.
Is there anything in that room that I should take?
A lot of dead plants, a lot of rotting flesh.
Oh.
Fun.
Ask
Cute.
questions.
A lot of dead plants that have rotting flesh. But
Just
it's like
casual
cute.
things, you know. Yeah.
I don't feel
Quirky.
safe anymore.
Just be like, hey, should we be suspicious of this princess?
I don't think I should touch anything in here.
Probably not. Probably
Okay,
not.
cool.
Just keep
Yeah.
distracted. Just, hey, Chey, what's that over there?
Stop! It works on her. Leave her alone.
Why you just go? Is that a seagull? It's like, we're indoors.
I got a seagull.
What? How'd that get inside?
How'd that
Look, a
get
squirrel.
inside?
Where?
Is that a ferret?
Don't. Pain. Can Chey take out her secret flask and just sip?
Secret flask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about the secret flask?
Ivara's secret flask.
There's a little sippy. What? Hold on. What kind of alcohol is in the flask?
Yes.
Straight
Wine?
tequila.
Wait, it says
Oh.
wine. Sorry.
It says straight
wine,
tequila.
Wine.
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 Wine
What
and
kind
beer.
of wine?
I don't
What-
know.
Wine and beer.
Wine and beer.
Ew.
I'm gonna go with tequila instead. How about that? Spicy.
Just some nice tequila.
Just a quick sip.
Casual.
No one sees it. Can I roll a deception to see if anyone saw it?
Sure.
I just want to. Just
Nita's gonna roll a perception and see if anyone wants to try to catch Chey drinking. Roll a perception.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah,
This will
why
be
not?
fun.
I also want to catch
Oh.
Chey drinking.
okay.
Hold
If
on.
I roll
Matt.
this, I have a +5 to deception.
Yeah, we
Well,
got a drink.
I have a
Uh-oh.
+5 to perception.
Yeah.
Well, I got a
Also-
10, so I
got a
actually
14.
didn't notice.
Well,
We got a drink.
yeah, I was 2.
Wait, what did you get?
I got 14.
I got a 1.
I got a nat 20.
Quinta was looking at you sipping it from under the robes, but didn't say anything.
Nice. Well,
She's
Saul.
just like, I understand.
Wait,
These,
I did not.
These elfie people are going through it right now. I'm just gonna sit under the robe. It's
Since
my
I
turn
rolled,
to chill.
Since I rolled a nat 20, can I just have like watched her do it the entire time?
Yeah, not even blinking, just staring.
just make eye
Just
contact.
staring.
I just sit there and I'm like,
Yep.
Okay.
Fair, valid.
Did you want some?
You see
No,
Quinta's hand
I'm
reach out from
okay.
under the robe.
Yep. Just slowly slide this little weird pendant
My robe's
under.
You hear her like take a
Putting-
big sip, and then it just comes back out, and she hands it back to you.
Nice.
Easy clap.
Salim's like, why is that religious symbol going under my robes? Weird. I don't know.
I
Why do
feel
I
a
feel a
slight
sudden
breeze
breeze
in this almost completely closed off room.
Mm.
Okay, sick. Awesome.
Okay, I'm good.
Burn the nerves.
Ryan and I are on the same page now.
Okay, cool. Chey has started her drinking journey.
So
Straight tequila. Yum.
Oh god.
is there anything else you guys want to look at in here?
I'm good.
You got. Now, I'm not gonna judge you for the answer here, okay? You got any cleric stuff in here that could help?
Would I?
Do it.
You wouldn't have any cleric things. You're a very sciencey person, which is why the
No, I mean like
Clerics are like,
experiment-wise.
you see the experiments out on the table. It's like a lot of attempts to like grow plants or animals or affect them in certain ways, like plant or animal cells, to various
Damn,
degrees of effectiveness and control. It's like kind of Hot Mess Express up in this.
Cool. Okay.
Some
So
things were
my-
dead, some things were growing out of control, but everything is like either shriveled and dead, like looks like it grew a lot and then died, or it's like kind of chunky and rotty.
Cute.
I essentially spent my entire life working on mutagens. I don't think you want anything to deal with.
Nope. Hey. Another sip. This time I don't care if anyone sees. I just need it.
Okay. Are we ready?
I think so.
Secret passage time.
Secret
Yeah.
tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
Can I describe it?
Yeah,
Or did you
go
have a
for it.
description already, Ryan?
I just knew there was a connection between here and your
Okay.
place, so whatever you want it to
So
look like.
there is a bookshelf on the farthest part of the room that's like in the center of like the tree. And I walk up to it and pull a slim black and gold gilded book out slightly. And there is a mechanical click. And the bookshelf swings open.
Ooh. Very fancy.
I want one of those like in my house. Like, I dream of that. So
Who's going?
Into
I
the
go,
snow.
I mean, I go first. This is my house.
Yeah.
So along this passageway, it's wider than you would expect it to be. And alternating on each side are more bookshelves.
Ooh.
And as we walk past the bookshelves, I begin picking up. It's mostly filled with like hand bound books and scrolls. So much of it being what I myself created and wrote down. So as we're walking, I am picking them up. And then I come to one of the farther bookshelves and I stop in front of it. And again, I do the little book thing and a small compartment on one of the shelves opens and I grab a box and take it.
Are you hiding this, or are you just out in the open?
No.
Like... Okay.
I'm just taking it.
I'm just thinking of the iCarly, like, what you got there?
What you
A
got there?
smoothie?
A smoothie.
A smoothie.
So this passage would go upwards and would empty out into the 4th floor somewhere in Laith's room. So as this passage continues, there's like an incline. And then I don't know if you want to describe your little living quarters, little like apartment on the top floor.
So there is a bed. Big, like elven 4-poster bed with curtains around the outside. Still kind of strewn and pulled back from the morning that I left. The room is also in disarray because I left quickly. And so there are drawers that are still open. But I noticed that the clothes are folded and the bed is made. And I kind of let out a sigh. And just kind of mutter under my breath. Of course my mom would clean my room.
Aww.
There's
Nice
also
having a mom.
there's also a couple of bookshelves here and there. Just mostly fiction books on these shelves, stuff that I would entertain myself with if I couldn't sleep or wasn't wanting to do research or anything like that. There's also, like, I guess, like, a small vanity in one of the corners. The mirror is dusty and hasn't been cleaned in a while. And that's about... There's also a big, like, floor-length mirror next to the vanity
Nice.
as well.
Here it is. Quarters are there.
Ew.
He has
Yeah,
to
trust me,
live
I didn't like it
somewhere.
No, he shouldn't.
Well, the asshole's older than me, so...
Well, he shouldn't.
Yeah, I know he
Oh,
shouldn't
fuck
be
that
living, but...
Don't like it.
This looks like a room to search.
Don't you dare!
Already doing it. Investigation.
All right, go for it.
I hate you with a burning
Fucking
passion.
Drink,
Oh
bitch.
God.
Oh no!
Oh god.
You won.
No, it's a 20.
Fuck you.
I hate it here. Why do you have to go through my
So you
room?
gleefully sprint around the room.
I'm glad you captured my essence.
You find some books about
Anti-raid.
plants. You find some nerdy books. You find a lot of like kind of self-made amateurish tools that were probably from Laith's very early days of tinkering, like twisted metal and like wood and stone like strapped together, like pretty rough stuff. You also find, Laith, if you had an object from your previous lover, what would it be?
Your boyfriend.
A necklace.
You find a necklace.
Don't touch that.
Already touching
I have it. It's mine
it.
now.
Hey,
It's
nice.
mine.
And I have that. Please.
Tell him.
Why?
Because it's not yours.
Chey, look. Crow.
Oh yeah, Crow is here.
Oh yeah, Crow's video.
Wow. Got me IRL, too.
So I was just kind of like, what the hell?
I'm gonna find you.
Whatever, man.
Thank you.
You got a really boring room.
I spent most of my time in my laboratory, okay? Do you know how many times I fell asleep in those chairs?
You know what else was boring? The lab. One beaker.
Don't.
That's what you found, okay? Bunch of little nooks and crannies and areas that you could have looked in, but you didn't.
You didn't look.
You're the
either.
one. You're the one that had to prove a point.
I did
and
prove it,
look
I found something.
You
blindfolded.
kicked it.
It's
You
like,
tripped over it.
kick this ass.
I don't like it here.
So I just kind of put the necklace away and hope that no one asks me questions.
Nope. Not my business.
What's that?
My business.
It's a necklace. You found it. Thank you.
Uh-huh. So why is this so important?
Don't worry about it.
It was from I forget what I named him.
Wow.
Shit.
Oh,
Couldn't have been
it's-
that important.
Gaylock.
awkward.
Yeah, Gaylock is my previous lover.
Gaylock.
who-
Haha.
It means moon in Celtic. That's why I picked it.
Gay.
But gay. It was from him before we fled.
I can't question anything because I've got a wedding ring too. So okay.
I never really wore it because I was always spending so much time in the laboratory and I didn't want it to get destroyed.
That's fair.
Things
I'm ready
exploded
to move
frequently.
on.
Okay. There's probably going to be guards, so we need to be quiet, but I don't think they'll see us the way that we're going. So,
Okay. On we go.
On we go.
on we go. I lead to the foyer.
The foyer.
The foyer.
The foyer.
So you know how to open the door to your mother's living space. So you just pop right in there.
Easy clap.
So the first thing you notice when you open these double doors to the Queen's Chambers is a series of these huge arching windows framing the life tree, like the frames of a stained glass window. And then in front of that window is like a nice little sitting place with plush-looking couches and armchairs. There's an arcane dais that sheds warmth in the space, kind of like a fireplace. And a nice purple rug leads from that window down to the doors that you guys are standing at. And there's pairs of stone trees kind of lining the path to that window. It's the first thing you see when you open up.
Actually, just kidding. Instead of putting the necklace back, I put it on, but put it like under everything.
Yeah.
So I take y'all inside, and I know where I'm going. I'm going to the library.
You go into a small library. The shelves create tiny little nooks that usually house pieces of artwork set on a pedestal. The main path leads to another set of double doors. Many of the books here are like fantasy tales of like elven lore and myth and things about Freya and stories of elf royalty in the past.
Ooh.
The fancy.
Very fancy.
Do you want to read anything? They might hear us though, so be careful.
Yeah, true. I'm good.
Fuck books.
This looks like a room. No. We're so close, so I'm just carry on.
Ready to see Mama?
Ready to see Mom.
You open the door?
I'll open the door.
Okay. You open the door. You see.
That bitch is at home.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This isn't my
You
part.
see on one wall as there's like a raised platform, and on it is a 4-poster bed draped in like gossamer semi-transparent cloth. An arcane chandelier branches downward and ends in glowing blue and purple flowers, and a writing desk is set up against the window, which also has a view of the life tree. There's a balcony that's reachable through an arched doorway, and a lift can be seen parked near the edge. Next to the bed, sitting at a vanity, is Queen Orlaithir. She sits unmoving, hands folded neatly in her lap, her eyes staring directly at her reflection. Her dress... Oh, I have a picture of her dress. Hold on.
Woo!
I would like to see it.
I want to see the dress.
Cool dress. Where is it? Where am I? It's like a close-up of like just the patterns.
Oh.
Where should I post it? I'll just post it in general.
Easy clap.
There's her dress.
Ooh! Oh, that's sick.
It's a garment made of blue and purple fabric pieced together to create like a swirling pattern of leaves and branches. Around her head is a flowing crown, the roots of which intertwine with her hair and curve around the back of her ears. The front dips down low on her forehead, and the tops hold gems reminiscent of the fruit of the life tree. She continues to sit, stiff and unmoving. She turns robotically, her eyes seeming to focus on something far behind you. Hello. What brings you here?
Mom?
Orlaith, daughter, welcome home.
What's wrong with you?
She smiles, like a forced smile, and says, "Would you like some tea?"
Yes.
Great. I will make some. And she stands up from her vanity, and she starts moving past your party through the library towards the dining room.
Is she always like that?
No. Something's very wrong.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Is my medallion humming at all, right?
Is your what?
My medallion humming at all?
You'd have to activate it.
Can I do that?
Yeah, let me read
Can you do
what...
that?
I activate
Let me read the rules
medallion.
that I wrote for it. How does it work? Let me look. Pasted it somewhere. Make an investigation check. This amulet will vibrate and pull itself toward arcane energy for 1 minute. So you activate your amulet. Do an investigation check.
Yeah. 16?
So it kind of raises off of your chest and points in the direction of the vanity.
Okay. Can I go over to the vanity?
Yeah, you go over, you check out the vanity. It appears to just be a normal vanity, but the necklace is detecting some arcane presence.
Hey, Laith, you wanna come over here?
Before you say that to me, I look at everyone in the party and I just go, pretend to drink the tea.
Okay.
Yes, Thalim. What?
Investigate this.
Oh, actually drink it?
Okay, sure. Yeah, whatever you want.
Investigate
Everyone,
the vanity.
take a drink, please. It is a 20.
Sheesh.
Is that an arcane check? Investigation check?
Adding
either one.
my
Yeah.
so I guess like Arcana, because
Yeah.
it's arcane energy, so 26 in total.
So you go up to the vanity, you kind of run your hands along the edges. You place your hands on the desk part of it. And then you notice the glass. There's something off about the glass, and you place your hands on it. Yeah, there's something magical about the glass itself. It seems to be where the arcane vibe is coming from.
Is this what we've
I,
been in
I
here?
look into the glass.
You see your reflection.
Why would she act like this? Just from glass? Something's up with the mirror. And for as long as I've known, my mother has always had a vanity in her room.
It doesn't look new.
Does it?
No, this is the same
No.
vanity that's always been here.
No, it's the same vanity.
Mama's vanity.
And it's not like I didn't come in here all the time. She taught me how to
investigate
play
it for
my
some kind of button?
music here.
What did you say, Thalim?
Can I investigate it for some kind of button or something?
Yeah, you can investigate.
I know they clicked intimidation. That would have been better.
Intimidate the vanity.
Show me your secrets, mirror.
What was it?
16.
You like run your hands underneath. You kind of open the drawers. There's some like beauty products, some combs, a few different like hair pieces. You even like look behind it. You kind of like wiggle it a little bit. It's structurally sound. No hidden switches. Nothing in the drawer. You survived this drawer. Wow.
Wow.
It's just a normal vanity with some arcane vibes coming off of the glass. At this point, she comes back into the room holding like a silver tray of tea. She walks back in and she goes to each of you and she says, "Tea?"
Thank you, Mom.
As she gives the tea to Laith, there's like a sudden spark of recognition in her eye, and her pupil kind of dilates as she sees your face, and her expression softens slightly for a second and then goes back to how it was before, and then continues serving the tea.
Break the mirror.
I kind of...
No, if we break the mirror, the scouts will come in.
But what if she goes back to normal?
I kind of lean over to Thalim since I'm standing next to him. And I just whisper to him very quietly. She's been put into a trance. I don't know how, though. And I think it's the mirror.
I need to give this ring back to her.
Do it.
So I'll turn around. So with this teacup in my hand, obviously, to go. Oh yes, lovely.
What did you do to her?
I spat the tea back out, like.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll say, "Wait, Queen, you don't recognize me?"
She turns to look at you, and she stares blankly for a moment. Are you showing off your ring?
Not yet.
Okay. She stares blankly at you. Her head like tilts slightly for like half a second, and then like tilts back. And she asks, "Do you enjoy your tea?"
Just the hair changes, and then say, "Can I see your hand for a quick second?"
Why, yes, of course. And she sticks her hand straight out towards you.
So I'm not going to even show the ring. I just want to try and, like, sleight of hand, put this ring on her hand.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand.
Yeah. Because I feel like it might anger something.
Yeah, Cyrodiil. I swear to God, if we have to take another drink.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, God. That's a
It's
1.
good.
Okay.
It's good. It's good.
You
It's fine.
snap her finger off.
Passion.
Yeah, so I'll put that ring back on her finger.
You take out the ring, and you slide it onto her finger. And you did such a good sleight of hand, she doesn't notice. You put it on her, and she's just standing there with her hand outstretched, her eyes still looking forward, and the ring on her hand.
Mom, do you remember a ranger that came in to Orlaithir after I left?
A ranger?
That you gave a task to?
Yes, I do recall.
Do you remember his name?
I think. And like her face softens again for like a second, and she just kind of breathes out, Thalim? And then goes back to being in her trance-like state.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah. He brought me home.
Home. Yes, my daughter has come home.
Oh,
But
no,
I've been
so
deemed
I
as a
pull out
traitor.
my gun.
No!
I got it from her.
You got it from someone else. You don't even know what it says.
I helped your mother slash people, and that's how I got this weapon. The dwarves attacked your encampment, if you fail to recall.
The
Are you talking to me or
dwarves.
my mom?
Yes, I remember the dwarves.
So do you remember this? And I'll show her the gun.
Her eyes widen, and her body language kind of softens for a second. She takes a step forward and like kind of reaches out to touch the gun. And then she seems to get a hold of herself for like a few seconds longer than before. And then she kind of snaps back into the trance and says, "Ah, the gun. Yes, you took that. You earned that gun."
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what you said to me after you gave me the gun?
I sent you to do something.
You did. But there was something you did before that.
I brought you into my guard.
Mm-hmm. I want you to look down at the hand that I touched.
Oh, of course. She looked down at the ring, and it's like suddenly the memories come rushing through her vision, and she seems to like take a step back as if in shock. And she looks around the room, and she looks at Thalim, and then she looks at Laith, and she gasps and says, "Oh my God, you're home?"
Yeah, Mom, I'm home.
"Oh my God, you're home. Oh, Laith." And she runs over and she hugs you very strongly, but it's a brief hug that's suddenly cut short because she takes a step back and she said, "You're home early." Oh God, you're
Sorry.
home early. No, it's fine. We have to get ready. We have to get ready. And she goes over to the mirror, whispers something to it, and then reaches her hand through the glass and pulls out a bag of holding.
Oh.
Mom, I never knew the mirror could do that.
It could. I have a lot of tricks up my sleeve. You have to if you're going to be a queen. And she goes over to her closet and she starts pulling out clothing and she begins packing into the bag of holding. She says, I was charmed for so long, but you brought me out of it, so now it's not safe anymore. If he knows that I'm no longer charmed, it is not safe anymore.
Who, Mom? Who?
Cyrodiil, that fucking asshole.
Of course, I'm gonna kill that
Sorry.
man. I
So
swear
rude of me to
God.
swear and also not to introduce myself. Hi, I'm Queen Orlaithir. Who are these other? Oh, Chey.
This. Yeah.
How are you doing, dear? I never forget a leaf of Orlaithir.
Wait, huh?
Great.
Wait.
Just click the fingers. Hey, Chey.
Oh, I thought she said Sharon for a second.
Chey. Just saying hi. Didn't mean to startle you. Okay, we can come back to you.
Come on.
Who's this one? And she points to Luce.
This is Luce. I have met all of them on my travels.
Nice to meet you. Love the horns. And she winks, even though you're in a half-elf form.
Thanks.
And then Quinta just kind of rolls out from under Thalim's robes, and she's like, I'm Quinta. Nice place you got here, milady. And she bows deep and, like, looks at Laith and, like, gives, like, a thumbs up. And Queen Orlaithir just, like, looks at her and is like, I didn't know you were hiding under there. If I had known, I would have gotten you some tea, but now we don't really have time for tea. But nice to meet you. And then Quinta just shrugs and goes, I don't really like your leaf water anyway. No offense, but yeah, everything.
It's okay,
No
Quinta.
offense.
It's okay.
And she, like, kind of collects herself again and then goes back to, like, shoving things into her bag of holding.
Oh my god.
She's like,
Wait.
what is your purpose here? How did you get here? What is going on?
We're here to investigate the pact that we have for the rest of Celladorne, because we found evidence that Cyrodiil has broken it.
Huh.
And we're here to investigate as a non-political party.
Isn't that funny? The thing I tried to keep you from, you're now doing at such a time. That is now. Okay. I mean, so glad to have you home. So glad you're a part of this. So glad you're taking responsibility. God, it's been so long. Crap. And then she starts packing again. She's like, well,
Why are you running? You're the queen.
it's not safe here. We knew that there exists a group of people within the city who interpreted Freya's word as a call to expand the forest by any means necessary. But we were not sure of their numbers or what extremes they were willing to go to. We were gathering information, laying low, trying to keep the peace. And when we discovered that they were on the trail of a powerful item buried deep in the mountains, headed by Cyrodiil himself, we realized that they could become a terrible threat. She continues packing and, like, jutting around the room, grabbing things out of the, I almost said boudoir, vanity. I didn't even know that word.
So you definitely gave me the ring for a reason then, I guess.
Oh.
You knew this was gonna happen.
Oh, yes, we've been aware. Like, there's been growing political tension in the city for many years, as some people want to expand and some people want to keep the elves to themselves and just live in our tiny forest as it was. But it's been getting hostile, and there's many moving parts underneath the surface that we are trying to gain information about and control and make sure that we're making the right steps at the right time, because it is a very delicate situation. As the city became more polarized, we did what we could to avoid an all-out civil war, but when we heard Cyrodiil was going to charm me, we immediately began a counterspell. But then, we took it as an opportunity. If I was charmed, he wouldn't consider me a threat. And that would allow those who are close to me to try to get the artifact before Cyrodiil could. The handmaids who tended to me would whisper me updates about our cause. We still don't know how much support Cyrodiil has, so we've been using the past few months to find as many trusted people and grow our ranks as we can before it becomes all-out war.
Well, we can see the kobolds with Cyrodiil.
We know that.
Yeah. What is the artifact they're looking for?
It's an artifact from our history, the Elven history. We found that Cyrodiil had been reading up a lot about... I have to scroll up.
If you say a philosopher's stone, Ryan,
No.
I am going to murder you.
From Queen Orlaia's time, when she had to unite with the dwarves who had been burrowing far too far underground. They were upsetting the balance of things. Creatures were coming out of the deep recesses of the earth. Horrible creatures, powerful enough to get through the forest of Orlaithir. And I forgot all the names. I have to go reread this. I copied pasted it, but I didn't remember all the names. You know what? She's going to give you a book. She runs over to the her dresser and she pulls out a book about Queen Orlaia, the Mountain Shaker, and she hands it to Laith. She goes, "I'm sure you remember this story about how the Elf Queen had to call to Freya, and Freya and the Dwarf Goddess had to create a weapon to reshape the earth in order to stop the dwarves from digging further. And that is what Cyrodiil seems to be after. That is what he's digging for, as it's buried somewhere beneath the mountain range of Moradun." So she hands you the book, and then she goes back to packing furiously.
See, so where are we
Why does he
going
think
to
that he can do
go?
that?
He's getting close, apparently, but we were hoping that he would find it, and then we could swoop in, take it right before he closed in, and avoid him from ever getting his hands on it. But now I'm afraid if I'm no longer charmed, and if you are here, and things are going to suddenly be all out in the open, I think the plan's going to have to be very different. I mean, we have contingency plans. We have people ready to mobilize at a moment's notice to flee and then to regroup. It's just
How
happening.
many people?
I wish we had more. Several hundred. It's not much, but I'm hoping that when everything does happen, a lot of our people will side with their queen and side with the group that wants the rest of the continent to be happy and safe, even though Cyrodiil has gotten into the heads of so many people thinking that our expansion of this forest will keep them safe.
Or forcing them into it.
Or forcing them into it. Which is why I'm afraid once he gets this weapon, that's exactly what he's going to do.
Mom,
Yes.
did he never told you about my research I did he?
He mentioned it.
How much?
He told me that you were dabbling in things that elves should not dabble in, but he seemed far more upset than someone reasonably should. I mean, look at the whole problem in the city. Like, people are interpreting Freya's word as do whatever it takes to make the forest an unstoppable force, and other people are just saying, well, we have the forest, we're keeping it safe, and that's exactly what she wanted. Who am I to say what we should and should not explore, as long as we're doing so with good intentions, right?
Have the trees been acting differently since I left?
They have. And I'm afraid
He's
that...
using
Hmm?
He's using a mutagen on the trees. And probably his own men.
They have been doing a lot of research. Research not even in the lab in here. We've found that he's been really pushing the boundaries of what the trees can do. My people have found that he's been frequenting the crypt underneath the Temple of Freya very often. One moment. And she goes back to the mirror, reaches her hand in, and she pulls out a sigil of the family crest of the elves. She walks over to Chey, and she presses it into her hands and says,
What?
"You are from the Lees of Orlaia. Under the temple, use the sigil.
Uh-huh.
find what Cyrodiil is hiding.
What?
Yes.
Should you be giving this to your daughter?
You're from the Luce of Orlaithir, aren't you? You know the
I'm
temple
from
the
the
best.
temple.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
The family crypt is under the temple. You'll know how to use it. And she goes back to the mirror again, puts her hand in, and she pulls out a thin wooden box. And this time she goes over to Laith and hands it to her.
Oh, Christ.
A box of sea.
Go on, open it.
Oh, okay. I open the box.
Inside is a wooden flute.
Sorry.
Queen Orlaithir explains, this is a piece of wood that the life tree bestowed upon us. And so here's a stick. Here's a shillelagh.
Congratulations. Again.
This wood is connected to the life tree and therefore to life itself. As you use this flute, you will open up to the songs of nature itself and be able to do amazing things. You should have it.
Wow.
Thanks, Mom.
So, anyway, and she moved towards the balcony. I have to signal the others.
Nothing
Charm
for
on
the
me is
rest of
lifted.
us?
What was that? Yes, Thal?
Nothing for the rest of us?
Alright, come on.
Look,
I just lost my
I've
link.
been charmed. I've been hiding stuff in a mirror, ready to jump off my balcony and escape at any given moment.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, thank you.
I pull Thalim to the side and like pull him down because I'm short for an elf. And I whisper to him very quietly, and I say, "I think he's trying to build an undead army."
Sorry.
I think that's what this map is about too.
Yeah, because if he's spending time in the crypt where all of the previous queens have been kept, he's trying to bring them back alive.
Okay, so I'll pull out the map and I'll show Laith and I'll say, you know what this is, right?
Can I have a picture of the map in
Oh, yeah,
DMs
sorry.
or something? So like
Yeah, I
I
can
can
just post it in general.
see what happens.
There you go.
Why does Chey have a crest? What did she...
You know what this is, right?
Yeah, I know what that is.
Fuck, what was it called, Ryan?
Strigoi. I'm probably not pronouncing it right.
Grigoi. That's how you pronounce it, I think.
Thank you.
Grigoi.
It's Italian.
I'm gonna put that down. You know what this is,
Italian.
right?
Italian.
Yep.
Big
I
Bobby.
do.
Sorry.
So he is more than definitely likely creating undead.
Yep. So I pull Luce and Chey close too, so they can hear this as
Right, you
well.
got some
Oh, that's
long
sweet.
arms.
Well, I summon them over.
Guess
Just wait for them over.
Yuna?
Wow, shut up.
And I whisper the same thing to them. I say, Cyrodiil is building an undead army.
I'm dead. Sorry.
But
Why- That's
hold on.
like especially
It's-
creepy.
So
I'm processing.
I'll also
Incredibly
say this
dangerous.
could mean that the whole cause of my wife's death was down to Cyrodiil.
That
Yeah.
would check out.
So you're telling... Hold on. Do I got this right? My whole life, this motherfucker has been fucking around in the crypts underneath me?
Yeah.
Maybe
Literally
maybe
below
not,
me.
maybe not the whole time, because he did spend lots of time with me creating mutagens, and I think he's creating
Yeah,
an
but that
undead
was like
army.
50 years
He's-
ago.
That was like
Yeah.
250 years ago. Like from when I was like 50 years old to like 300.
I just say,
But-
Shay, hey, no offense to you, but if I say to you, look over there, you would.
Listen,
my thing is
Why-
that
why did I get
he's-
the crest? Take it.
he's
I don't...
He's trying to build an undead army to give mutagens to.
Okay, well, we should go
But
to the
that is
crypt.
not.
Let's get your mom out of here. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's move. Let's leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ready to bounce?
We
We're-
Yeah.
We
I
got
think we
a
have
piggity
to at
bounce.
this point.
Got a
we're
piggity
on-
bounce.
Orlaithir places her hand on one of the walls, and Chey and Laith, you feel like a pulse get sent out through the entire city, indicating
jeez.
that there's danger to the east. And she groups her hand from
Hey.
the wall, and she says, I bought you some time. The guards are going to move eastward. The Temple of Freya is to the west. And then she looks at Laith
Okay.
very sternly and asks, do you trust the people of Tresdal?
Yes.
All right, then go to the crypt, see what he's doing, go back to Tresdal and let them know. I will meet up with you soon.
Okay.
We have a pee break before we go to the
Wait,
crypt.
Right, was that a wonder wall just now?
What? What was?
That wall that she put her hand on. Was that a wonder
No,
wall?
she can just communicate through the trees.
Ah!
They all live in trees.
Pee
No!
break before we go to the tombs.
Everyone go pee. You're in trouble.
Okay.
I'm gonna die again.
Yeah, you are.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
I'm in
okay, I'm gonna
danger.
pee. We've
Proud
been
of
drinking a lot
you.
today.
I made it really strong.
Oh,
no.
We're going to a crypt. Let's.
Oh, I'm like the
Need it.
crypt keeper.
Leave the dungeon.
So Queen Orlaithir goes, so if all of you have finished your tea, it's time to go. Let's go. And she
Is that
makes
a
her way.
waste
She goes, I don't know what that is. She goes onto into the lift and she gestures for you to join her on the lift.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're
we
leaving.
can
Okay.
go over.
Okay. The lift descended, coming to rest on a soft patch of grass between the large, sprawling roots of the palace tree. A narrow set of pathways wove through a garden, and beyond, you could see the majestic trunk of the life tree. This is where we part ways. I think this city needs a leader who knows the world beyond these branches. And she looks at Laith for a second. Safe travels, my daughter. We will meet again soon. And she looks to the rest of the party, her
Where are you
eyes lingering
going?
on Thalim, and says, keep each other safe. And she passes through the dense flora of the garden and seems to, like, instantly disappear.
Where are you going?
She's got queen stuff to do. Shit is moving quickly.
Forget yesterday.
Yeah.
Greatest tape. Okay.
So she dropped you off in the back of the palace.
All right, we need to go temple now.
Temple.
Yeah.
Your
Beelining,
party makes their
beelining.
way through the gardens towards the Temple of Freya. Chey, as you're moving, you can see like thin, arcane wisps of the like opalescent light kind of weaving towards the temple as you guys are moving.
Ew.
So
Okay.
Fucking go. Things are getting exciting.
The garden path like branches off. One way leads to the front of the temple. The other leads to a small glade nestled in front of the giant roots. You just keep going. Okay. As you make your way to the temple, you see that there is a door with like the royal crest towards the back.
That's the door.
And Chey, you can see the opalescent energy like around the edges of the door, like light
Nice.
escaping.
Gonna touch it. Gonna put the crest in it.
You put the crest in it.
Gonna.
When the sigil
Gonna
goes
do it.
held up to the stone door shutters and then slides downwards into the earth. Vines with glowing blue bulb-like plants lead down as a light source
Bulbs.
into the now revealed tunnel. The tunnel slants downwards as well, carrying you at an angle for several feet.
Going in.
Going in. You make
Going
your
in.
way.
We're going down.
Oh
my
your crib.
No. Where's Patrick?
So Chey, you can see the wisps of that light also running through the air and leading through this tunnel.
I'm following it. Bye,
As
guys.
you make your way down, the tunnel widens into like an annex, and you can see statues of Freya and elven kings and queens lining the walls, towering above you. And you can see the tallest one is Orlan, the gardener, who's like the OG,
Yeah.
standing in the very back of the room, holding up one of the fruits that Freya gifted to him and the elven people.
Oh.
And as you see the wisps running around this room, you see that they all seem to be running to a statue of a woman holding a sapling in her hand.
I'm gonna touch the sapling.
You walk over and you touch the sapling. You
I'm gonna
recognize
touch
the
it.
statue as Queen Orlaithir, the one who created the leaves of Orlaithir.
Touching it.
You're touching it. You notice that the light is very bright at the base of the statue.
Uh-huh.
I lied.
Salute!
This isn't Orlaithir. I'm sorry. This is the worst. If I could remember my own lore.
We've had a good few now, 20.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. This is Queen Dorfrey. Sorry. The spreader of roots.
Okay.
There you go.
The spreader.
Spreader
Stop it.
of roots.
Spreader.
Knock it off. You show your
Wait, what's her name?
Or Queen Dorfrey. Dorfrey.
D-O-R-F. What was the rest?
Spreader. Wait.
Or
Dorfrey.
okay.
R.
You.
The elves would know that she
Okay,
was
fine.
known for expanding the Orlaithir forest, and one of the leaves of Orlaithir beneath her told her that she had a vision of Freya being unhappy with their work, so she halted the spread immediately. Some of the elves, unhappy with Queen Dorfrey's choice, continued to work behind her back on pushing the limits of the enchanted trees.
Oh.
So she was like, gonna expand the forest. Oh, one of my followers said Freya is like not happy with that, so I'm gonna stop. And this is where where the rift began.
Oh.
Wait. Where is the light coming from?
Like the base of the statue, like where it meets the ground.
Thalim, come here.
Oh, huh? Okay.
Help me move this. Move the statue.
Move this.
Move. Just do it.
Pushing.
Fine. Yeah, we push.
Make an athletics check with advantage because you're getting helped.
Which one of us?
Who's doing the big push?
Thalim.
I got
Okay.
a +6.
Make it better.
So roll an athletics check with advantage.
Okay, so that's the first roll.
You're a
Which is
big boy.
okay.
Push.
So the first roll was an 18,
Okay.
Mhm.
and the second roll is 21. So 21.
You
Let's
push
go.
against the side of the stone, and it gives suddenly, and then seems to slide on its own out of the
Ooh.
way, revealing a stone staircase leading downwards.
Oh.
Is there more light?
Away
Yep.
we go.
More wisps
Yep,
going right
following
down
it.
there. So the stairs lead to
Going.
a cold stone chamber. Arcane lamps, partially obscured by vines, line the walls.
Wait,
Suspended.
does anyone else see the wisps?
No.
Oh,
Just
so I'm
you.
just crazy.
We are trusting you blindly right now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. 'Cause I'm trusting it blindly.
Sick.
Suspended from the center of a high ceiling was what appeared to be a giant heart. Tubes flowing in and out of the muscles appeared to be keeping it alive. There were a few large vats of different colored liquids, red, blue, green, and yellow, that bubbled against the glass containers holding them. Against the walls were crates full of armor, plate armor and simple weapons. A few chest plates sat half finished on a workbench. But what really grabbed your attention were the raised slabs of stone serving as tables. Pieces of flesh and plant matter were held up by metal frames and hooks. Vials of some of the liquids were sitting in holders. Some were being fed into tubes to drip onto the flesh in regular intervals. Some of the flesh was bulbous and discolored. Pieces of bark were growing, metallic-looking scales. Leaves were developing neon-colored spines, slick with poisons. On one table seemed to be a mixture of both flesh and bark, a twisted mess of flora and fauna that seemed to have fused together, leaves sprouting from skin, skin transitioning into thick armor like bark. On the table across from this one was a barely alive creature pinned to the stone. It was small, with thin leathery wings and a pointed nose. Its chest rose and fell slowly. A few saplings grew against the back wall, sitting under artificial arcane light. They were gnarled, their branches tapering off into sharp points with a few narrow purple leaves. Some of them had slices, apparently from a blade. Others were covered in layers of ice. Others seemed to have been scorched from fire. Between the two rows of trees was a heavy-looking wooden door with a great deal of the opalescent light shining that only Chey can see.
Oh.
Dale.
What?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Thalim's taking
no.
a breather from moving the statue.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's tired.
Yeah.
Quick nap.
Oh no.
So the
Brain hurt.
I want to take one of each of the vials of those colors.
Well, yeah,
Sure.
but I
So you
think
grab
we
one
should
of the
help
smaller
the
ones?
creature.
Yeah,
first.
like the red, the blue, the yellow, and the green, because those are the same ones that are in my desk.
Yeah. So make a history check.
A history check.
A history check.
Everyone drink yet again.
Oh
One.
god.
So it's a nat 20, so that means
Okay.
26.
20.
So you recognize these experiments, like the vials, the things in the room, as a lot of things you had theorized, but had been unable or unwilling to explore on such a scale. You see in some
Definitely
of
the
the
unwilling
vials
part.
a base
Cool.
you had designed for a mutagenic fluid, but the colored vats hold something that has expanded like far from your work. So this is like several steps down the line of experiments you wish you could have done. Still, you know that this is your research, your arcana, and your experimental goals. The things you were told were forbidden are in this room being pursued.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Welcome back.
Hi.
Is your internet cut out? What?
Hello?
I'm back.
Oh, there he is.
Welcome back.
All right, make a death save. Just kidding.
Imagine.
I'll do it.
It's not funny.
So I found out that all this stuff is my research, but it's like super far
Been fucked
ahead.
with.
Yeah, it's been like really fucked with, and it's stuff that like I wish I could have done, but wasn't willing to do.
Mhm.
So the bad shit. So what? This is a dungeon, I guess. Bad dungeon.
A laboratory.
Bad dungeon.
Bad dungeon.
Can I investigate the live creature?
Yeah, you can go over to it.
Is it
Roll an investi check.
is it hurt? Investi.
Yeah.
So my power just cut out for a second.
Oh.
That's
Oh
illegal.
really?
What the fuck?
I thought it was your internet.
Happened to me earlier.
I got it right now.
Fuck you.
Oh.
Is it back?
Mhm.
I got 15, by the way.
So you go over to this creature. Its wings are kind of pinned up in like a metal frame. It has like
Oh,
it's very small. It's like the size of a, I don't know.
so it's like a
Pokeball.
bat.
Yeah, it's like bat-like wings.
Too bad.
Bat-like wings. A like thin, pointy, long nose like a mosquito, and like a bulbous kind of body.
Oh.
Can I get it down from there carefully?
Sure.
How?
Do you want to make a sleight of hand? Okay.
I'll come do
Help.
it. I'll come do it.
Okay.
This is your work. How to get down?
No. This is not.
No,
my
I mean
work.
like your
Exactly.
research. You would know more than I do. How get down?
You do
Now
a
get
sleight
down.
of hand check to see if you
Sleight of
can-
hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Which I can't do that.
19.
Oh,
Okay,
thank
so
fuck.
You very delicately like pull the pins out of the wings, and as you free it, it like flies right at you.
Can I do an animal handling?
I mean, it's not gonna hit. It like flies at you and just
No.
goes towards your face and then like zooms up and like starts kind of flouncing around the room.
Hmm.
I'm gonna shoot it.
No, you're not.
You guys
Can I-
have got 10
can I
seconds
try
to
to
get
calm
it
it?
under
No.
control.
Shut the fuck up. Can I do an animal handling like we did with the owlbear to calm
Go
baby?
for it.
Yes.
baby.
Shut up, Dale.
Another baby is about to join the party.
Hold on. No, shut up. I did the wrong thing. You're making me panic.
3,
What? Why are you counting?
4,
Stop! Shit's not working.
5.
Oh
17.
my god.
17.
Again.
17. Give.
How do you handle the like? What are you trying to make it do?
I'm just trying to calm it down because it seems freaked out and hurt.
So you like you raise your hands and you do like the universal sign of like I'm not gonna hurt you. It kind of sees that and it slows down its flying and it lands on one of the tables, still far from anyone else, but it just like sits and like looks at you guys.
Hi.
Oh.
Bill, shut up. Laith, do you know what it is? Do we know what it is?
I
Can we
can do
check?
I can do a history check. Yeah. Hold
Please. Why is it down here?
on. 21.
This is a
Ow!
sturge. It's a little
sturge?
blood-sucking beast.
9.
Oh.
A sturge?
A sturge.
Dill.
Hold on, let me.
I
I,
haven't
like,
got anything. This is
try
the best
and
freaking
talk-
Well, hold on.
To it.
It's like a mosquito bat mix. Kind of cute.
Wait, I want to Google.
STIRGE.
Oh, they're cursed.
Yeah. Oh, it's cursed.
It's so
9.
cute.
Bill,
So what
shut up.
does someone want to do next? It's like
Can
just chilling
I-
on one of the benches.
Try and like walk up to it, like talking to it calmly,
Sure.
saying that.
Why is there
Do I-
cat hair in my
is
mouth?
that
Do it.
animal
Do
handling?
an animal handling.
Okay.
Just
Everyone take a drink.
Oh,
Good bad.
boy.
It's good. It's a
Okay.
nat 20.
I'm not drinking until you say 20.
So it relaxes a little bit further, and it like crawls towards you, and it like you're offering your hand.
Yeah.
It like crawls onto your hand,
I pet
And it
its
gets
little head.
nice and comfortable,
Okay.
and it tries to bite you, and it just like can't get its needle into your skin for whatever reason.
Oh.
Because it rolled a nat 1.
Oh. Oh.
Well, I mean,
You're
that's
off? It just tried to attack you.
Wait!
10. I'm pulling.
No. So what you're saying is it's hungry.
no, kill it.
No,
Casting this with you.
Freya?
If it was a regular bat, I would be like, oh yeah, fucking feed it. But it's ugly.
it's not any danger. It was tortured.
It's ugly.
It's shut up. You're ugly.
You're
You
ugly.
are too. So
well, it needs blood.
yeah.
How
give it
much
something to
damage
start with
would
a
I
D.
take if I let it drink my
Same.
blood?
I was really just like, what if we volunteer?
Just give it some blood.
Hey,
Forehead.
Luce, you got any of that extra blood in your bowl?
About to give you fucking.
I
I'm
was
just
just like
saying.
putrid at this point,
When
isn't it?
you
Wait,
use the blood
that-
bowl, it immediately gets sucked in and then charges it. So like once the
Thalim-
blood
Okay.
goes in the bowl, it
Don't
like
you?
yeah.
sucks
Don't
it
you
in.
have blood? Like vials of blood?
Yeah, mutated
Don't let it
form.
drink Thalim. It
Yeah,
might
no,
Don't let it
that
drink
probably
your
wouldn't.
Thalim.
Well, but what have they even been doing to it? Like, what is it? Is it mutated too?
And next to it, it looks like they've taken blood from this creature.
Oh, to mute. No.
They're
Does that mean-
taking blood. They're taking blood from the blood-sucking creature, so that way, when the creatures that they mutate ingest blood,
Oh,
they
What?
do stuff.
Okay, well,
so they're
obviously-
zombies. They're true zombies.
It's just
Zombie
a little baby
vampire.
vampire. We have to
No.
feed it.
I'll give it some blood
Oh,
From
I have a
No.
bullet.
from myself.
No
with his
bullets.
name.
okay.
Oh,
So you
Wait, hold on. I need to
Okay.
know if
Hold on.
if it has like venom or something.
would anyone know?
I mean, I would probably.
Actually,
It is
I've read-
more research.
Say this would be a survival. No, a nature check.
Nature check.
Nature check.
Okay.
But it's just it's a little baby.
Dirty 20.
So it doesn't have any like poison or anything, but it does do quite the suckling.
Okay. What if I put my blood in a bowl and it sucks it in from the bowl?
Like just a little bit.
Yeah.
You could do that. There's plenty of containers all over this place.
Okay. Do I have to like take hit points?
I'd say take one point of damage. For
Okay.
Just like prick your finger.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a little cut, maybe on like the top of my hand, and just squeeze it into a little bowl and offer it.
So you set the bowl down, and it immediately flits over to the bowl, drinks that blood, and then, wanting more, dives right at your hand.
God damn it.
I'll shoot the thing.
No! It's just hungry.
So drink.
You have never had a good idea.
Oh, drink!
Oh no!
Oh no!
May if this backfires, I swear to fuck.
Did it get another nat one?
Nope.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Hey.
Uh-oh.
So it flies right into your hand, needle first.
Oh no!
I'll have to do math.
Oh god!
It's just a baby.
I'm shooting this thing. Full force.
No, you're not.
Watch me.
So the initial pierce does 5 piercing damage,
Okay.
and then it suckles
The suck
another
damage?
5
Pog.
damage as it starts draining your blood, and it's now attached to your hand.
Okay. This is a problem.
This
I
has to die.
didn't sign up for that.
I can heal you. It's fine.
But it's stuck on my hand.
I'm pulling the gun out.
No,
you're not.
Pull the gun out.
It is stuck on Frankie's hand.
You don't
now.
have to waste a bullet. Just like knife it.
But I want to shoot it.
His gun's also
Just-
enchanted.
Oh yeah, true. Yes.
But I
Wait. A creature, including the target, can use this action to detach the scourge. Is what it says.
Yeah.
And it's tiny beast thing. And it's unaligned, so fuck you, it's not evil. It says
So could I
unaligned.
try and detach it?
You just did like an action. You just like cut open your hand and fed
Okay,
it
yeah.
blood.
So
and
I
yeah.
cannot.
This is like all.
Tell him. Got it. Can I try to detach it with nature or animal handling?
You can just pull it off.
Okay.
Just
Can I
yoink
pull
it.
it off?
Yeah. So you're holding it now.
Yoink.
Okay.
How are you holding it?
Ow.
The only way I can think of is like how I hold Ducky. Like I fold his wings in and I just hold him to calm him.
All right. Make a just straight up dexterity roll.
Oh god. Dexterity?
Yeah.
Where is that?
Just your like dex modifier.
Oh, fuck. Okay. Hello? Roll. Hello?
Hey, Kinta, what do you want to do with this bug?
Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna roll a d20 and then do my modifier.
Easy clap.
Kinta.
What? Motherfucker.
She's DMing
Oh.
right now. Sorry.
It's fine.
16.
So yeah, you're able to hold it in a way that it can't get its little needle into your hand.
Okay.
Kinta looks at you guys. Just
That's
says,
also how I
"Why-
keep Ducky
why
from
are
biting
we?
me."
Aren't we supposed to like? Isn't the city happy? The queen and the why are we playing with the bat? Like I can axe
'Cause it was
it.
hurt.
Should I axe it?
No?
No.
Calm down.
Get it out the door then. Like
No.
get it.
Can I have a
out.
band-aid?
Oh, yeah.
I'm 24 out of 38.
Can I pass it off to Laith carefully?
Yeah.
And heal?
Grab it.
Can I heal?
Yes. Yes. You may do a
Nice.
heal.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me do cure wounds. It is 10.
Okay.
Oh, wait. 5 piercing damage plus 5 hurt damage from drinkies. So,
Mhm.
like it never happened. See?
Easy clap.
He was just
Thanks.
hungry. He was just hungry little
I'm
fellow.
gonna kill it.
No! It's a good boy!
It's attack 2 of
Well,
us.
what are we gonna do with it though?
Hungry. I don't know.
We probably should just let it out, right? When we leave.
It's gonna attack other people.
No, it's not.
Yes,
No, it's just. It's a good boy!
How can something be good if it's attacked 2 people?
Because it was hungry and it was tortured and it was
if we
scared.
let it go, it's gonna be hungry. And what's it
Shut up!
gonna do?
The owlbear
Attack people.
attacked us too, and look at it now. It's at home, safe and sound.
Owlbear, useful. This thing, useless.
No, it's not!
We
It can help
can
us!
we can
How?
we can have him as evidence of them using
See?
of them experimenting on creatures.
Laith, make a dex check.
Oh, so this thing doesn't fly out of my fucking
Yeah.
hands and attack me?
Or we could kill it and keep the corpse.
17.
Okay, you're good. You're still able to hold it as it's trying to flap its little wings and get at your hand. Can't get a hold.
Ooh, idea. Luce,
Yeah.
give me some straps.
Fine.
we can just, you know,
I take some of my decorative straps
Yep.
off
We can
and
just, like,
hand one.
you know,
to-
wrangle it. That's the word.
Yeah,
Like on a
like
leash.
with its wings.
No, like
like
wrap
a-
it like around its body so it can't fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe make like a little muzzle.
Just cut off the like finger of your glove and put it on its.
on its little mouth.
Does anyone have a cork?
A cork?
You know, like
Oh my
like old
God.
cartoons, you put like a cork.
Oh
on
yeah,
them.
I know what you're talking about.
Easy clap.
Down. It's full. It's fine.
Okay,
It probably
well,
healed it a
that's-
little bit.
That's under control at least.
Okay.
So who's tying
Fine
it
then.
up?
I'll tie it
Loose.
up
I'm holding
with
it.
my straps.
We're not giving it to Thalim.
Okay, make a sleight of hand check to see
He
how well
wants to
you
kill it too, so.
tie your straps.
We're not giving you.
I got a
the-
13.
You're good. You tie this bad boy down. It is
Fog.
contained.
Huge buggies.
Friend.
You have a little sturge that's strapped up.
Okay.
Okay,
Just
we
strap
need,
it.
okay, we need to go.
Okay.
Did we
The light from the door on the other
I'll
side
just relay
is
that.
pulsating aggressively at Chey.
Okay.
I picked up the vials of my research already.
Okay. So there's nothing else in here that we should take as like evidence. Do you think?
I mean,
Some of the
we could
fleshy
try.
bits, maybe?
Yeah, we should try taking those and stuff.
Uh,
Yeah.
Just
Shit.
grab as much as you can and put it in your bag of holding.
Oh,
Yeah,
I would say
essentially.
that honestly. Just clear it out almost.
You get a few
Clear it out.
vials, a few flesh pieces.
Nice
bits.
fleshy bits.
Yeah.
Some of the bark that's like
Yeah, some bark,
weird.
some
Yes, the
flesh.
fleshy bark.
Yeah, yeah. And the scales stuff.
Mr. Bat.
Okay.
Go home, Dracula.
Dracula.
You can call him dead.
Okay. alright.
Alucard.
Alucard.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
you can't kill him if his name is Alucard.
I'm gonna
You
call it
can't.
a youngling, and I'm Anakin.
Dale.
Leave it alone. It's just a baby.
You underestimate my power.
Alright.
Shut up. Okay, we're good. Just
Yeah.
time
We're
to
good to move
figure
on.
out how to open the door. Because I think whatever it is getting impatient with me.
And onward we go.
I'm gonna go up to the door and try to open it.
The door is locked.
Cool.
Probably use this sigil thing that you got.
Oh, present sigil.
It's a regular locked door.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Luce.
That's sleight of hand, right? Plus.
Yep. Plus your
Yep.
proficiency.
Okay.
Plus 3 to it.
So.
Yeah.
Plus 3. 15.
I'm speaking to you in Goblin. You're down to kill that thing, right?
No,
Click.
what?
The door opens. It's no longer
Pog.
locked.
Thank you.
You can't understand this shit.
I unlocked it. Now stop
Yay.
being weird.
He's
Why
like,
just
if it bites me,
flew
I'll
into
kill
one of my
it. If
drinks?
it's just sitting in a bag, it's a surge.
So
It's a
you're down to
stir.
kill it, right?
No, it's
If
a baby.
it bites me, yeah.
Yeah, so he was down to kill it.
If it bites me, yeah. It's
Wait,
not
does-
biting me.
Do creatures like survive in a bag of holding, or am I just like holding on to this little thing?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Is it also gonna make it out of the forest? That's the other
Shut up.
question.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to put it through more torment,
Shut up.
and not turn it out
Yes,
straight
as
away,
long as
that's
the
on you.
creature is 200 or less than 220 cubic feet. Wait.
Okay,
If it's
he's
small.
he's-
I think it's small enough that you can put it in there.
Okay.
It's just gonna take a nap now that his belly's full.
Oh, okay.
that?
If a living creature is placed, is this official rule? It says they can survive up to 10 minutes, or they'll
Oh.
suffocate.
Well,
Is there air in a bag of holding? Let me look at it.
probably not. Or at least not a lot.
Is there air in a bag of holding? There's 10 minutes of air in a bag of holding. Okay.
Okay.
So-
It's like I'm just going to like have it in my normal bag.
Mhm.
That's like on my bank, just like in there, but like with like it like
Yeah.
open a little bit. It's like, you know, like the drawstring bags with like the flap on the top.
Yeah.
I leave like the drawstring open, like not even enough for like maybe enough for it to like poke its head
Just
through, but
a
like
little
its
air
wings are
hole.
bound. So yeah, so like, it's an air hole, and so like it's in my actual backpack.
Nice.
Pog.
Okay.
Don't even think about it, Thalim. Okay.
Don't touch it. Is baby.
Is little baby.
Oh,
Cursed
the
baby.
younglings.
No.
Shut up. We're going in the room.
Okay.
Yep.
The
Let's go.
door
Follow the light.
swings open to reveal.
What's this thing called? The Sturge? Looks at me. You
Yeah,
going to kill
Sturge.
me?
Oh my
I'll
god.
certainly like to. I know you would.
The door swings open to reveal a room full of rows upon rows of people. But as your eyes adjust to the light, you see that they are all a shade of gray and frozen in place. Some of their expressions are blank, but many of them are posed in fear, eyes wide, hands raised. Chey, you see a beacon of light coming from one of the rows.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh no. I think I know where this is going.
I say we end it here. It can't hurt me if I don't know.
That is true.
We're gonna find out next time.
I'm just gonna follow the light and go to it.
So you walk forward and you approach a man frozen in stone. You see he is in a calm pose. His head is like bowed slightly. His hands clasped at his waist.
Fucking give me your address.
The light surrounding him kind of fades and is replaced with like a pulling sensation for you to go towards him. He feels familiar to you.
Oh no.
I don't like it here.
Oh no.
You know what?
What?
This is
I'm
great.
gonna hug him.
You're gonna go up and give him a big ol' hug.
Yep.
It feels cold.
I don't like that.
It is stone. It's cold stone to the touch. And as you're hugging him, you see like out of the corner of your eye like a white flashing coming from somewhere on your person.
What?
There's like a white.
Where is it?
The light is back and guiding you towards one of your pockets.
Okay, into the pocket I go.
You pull out
Don't you have that thing that
ring
can
that
undo
Ivara
stone?
gave you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Use ring. Yes.
You gently touch the ring against the stone.
I thought he
and-
was like zombie thing.
Oh no, he's,
Not stone.
he's the
My
rock.
bad.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
The
didn't know he
ring
was
flashes white, and color suddenly begins returning to the man as the stone softens into skin and cloth. He's like a squat fellow, a bit round around the middle. He has a shock of white hair and a pair of little spectacles. The man's eyes widen as he returns to consciousness, staring directly at Chey. And Chey, you can now see the long body of the ferret wrapping around both you and this man.
Oh.
And as he comes to his senses, he looks at you, and then he too can see the ferret surrounding you because his eyes are going back and forth from it and to you.
Uh-huh.
And he stares at you in awe and whispers, no one else besides my family can see him? Who are you?
Oh, we found Dad.
Just kidding, Chey.
Oh, how long have I been?
No.
I'm the father.
Are you Neon?
I am, and you're Chey. Oh.
I shit my pants.
Oh. and this is our family's.
Woo! Here's a rock.
And this is our family's quarry spirit that seems to have
A what?
brought us quarry. Do you know what a quarry is?
Nope.
Do you know what you don't know much?
I know nothing.
Oh God. Okay. Oh God. Where do I start? Yeah, I'm a Kalistar. You're a Kalistar.
I don't know what that. Wait, what is? Hold on.
We are people whose souls are bound to the soul of a creature that lives on the plane of dreams. Being
Kalistar.
this guy here. Yeah, each family.
Oh, Kalistar.
Yeah, that's us. That's us. We're Kalistar.
Wait. Hold on. I'm researching.
He's just staring at Chey, and Shey's just like
trying so hard to think.
But there is an unmistakable alien quality to the Kalistar, as they are haunted by the conflicts of their otherworldly spirits. Hello?
Yours is really nice.
Excuse me.
Yours is really nice.
It's a ferret.
It's a ferret from the plane of dreams.
Getting chased.
Help! Kalistar.
Kalistar.
What happens if that spirit dies?
Wait, hold on. Let me put it in
I don't think it
the
can.
D&D chat
You can't?
Oh my god.
I don't think
for you guys to look up. Nope, that's not the right thing. That's not the right thing either. I found it.
Oh my god.
That thing.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh yeah, I remember.
bionic humanoids.
What?
Kalistar means no. Wandering dreams in court. What the fuck? They're supposed to be tall?
Yeah,
I was cheating.
you're half. You're half, but I gave it to you.
Okay.
Are you all right?
I'm just okay.
Okay.
Wait. Kalistar children show the largest difference between them and their human counterparts, but still only in behavior.
Because you're alien.
Oh, that makes sense. Kalistar children will take part in meditative practices, martial training, and telepathic conversations. Like,
Oh shit.
growing up for the Kalistar is simply a physical process rather than an emotional or mental one. Oh, okay. So I'm a dream thingy.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Your dad's just kind of staring at you like, are you all right? Are you okay?
Yeah. Sure. Just never knew you existed.
Oh yeah,
Cool.
I've been down here for a long
I didn't
time
know
apparently. Oh god.
Did not know that.
Yeah, I mean,
Nope.
I figured they wouldn't. They stuffed us down here.
You were literally beneath me my whole life. Okay.
Yeah, that was me.
You've been right here?
How did you
awesome.
get? How did you get here?
To Orlaithir? To
No,
to
I
this
mean-
room?
No, yeah.
How did
How did you get turned to stone?
How did I get? I gotta let me go back in my little brain there. Oh well, we were trying to escape. Well, we thought we could leave.
What?
but then
We?
couldn't. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Let me go back. So we are Kalistar. That's you. That's me. That's both of us. We are Kalistar.
Uh-huh.
And as this forest was growing, we were in our city far to the north, having a wonderful time, living our lives, hanging out with nice dream spirits, which is what we do. And our dream spirits were getting upset because somehow these trees were growing on this plane and on the plane of dreams and messing a whole lot of stuff up. So we came down here very, very politely, I might add, very politely. We came down here and we said, "Hello, elves. How are you doing? Our quarry spirits are upset because I think you're accidentally growing a forest interdimensionally where it's not supposed to go." And the elves were very nice at the time, and they're like, "Okay, we should fix that." So we were working with the Leaves of Orlaithir. That's how I met your mother. She's a very nice lady. Working with the Leaves of Orlaithir for years.
Don't you skip over that?
What? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, she's very nice. Oh, I'm getting to that, though.
I wouldn't know.
I'm getting to that. I know. So you have to just take my word for it. But
Hey,
we were helping
man
them.
I've never met.
We were helping the Leaves of Orlaithir to make the trees not as bad. That was our goal. That's why we came here. We thought we were helping. We thought they wanted our help. They listened to our concerns for a while. And they were very interested to learn about our quarry spirits and the guidance that they could provide. And some of them wanted to study us and our unique spiritual connection. Unfortunately, not all of the Leaves of Orlaithir were genuine and why they wanted to work with us. Do you know what was his name?
Cyrodiil.
Oh yes, that guy. No, I don't like him. He saw the Kalishtar people as like an experiment, I guess, and he wanted to see if he could create some kind of synthetic bond, like our quarry spirits have with us, but with some of the trees or something.
What? No.
I don't know.
It's legal.
It was actually your mother. Oh, I did name her. It was your mother.
So not Sharon.
We can keep Sharon.
What's her name? Oh,
I named her Thera before.
Oh, Thera.
Were you like
Either
Thera or
one's fine.
Sharon?
I don't care.
I don't care either. Theron.
Theron's fine.
Shara.
Theron.
Shara.
Theron.
Aaron?
Combine them.
Theron.
Theron. Your mother Theron was actually the one who found out about Cyrodiil's intentions and warned us. So the Kalishtar were like, "Oh, gotta go home. We stayed here too long. Thanks for your time." So we left. Thera fled as well, intending to meet up with us outside of the city when we were all out, and then we were going to run off back to the north together where it was safe and then figure out what to do. But unfortunately, Cyrodiil knew of our plan, had a group waiting for us, and then he took us and brought us back against our will into this lab to start experimenting. So now, the elves thought we left on our own free will. We never made it back home, and then they didn't know that we were locked down here the whole time. Your mother made it out. I don't know where she went. She left before us, and then we left, and then we got captured, and then we got brought back here, and then we got experimented on until Cyrodiil apparently figured out how to make some kind of synthetic spiritual link between things. I don't know. I didn't get to know much. And then when he was done, he just froze us and then stuffed us down here. Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot.
It's
this
what
is-
we saw with the dryads and the trees.
Yeah. Well,
So this is our family ferret. Very nice. Very nice.
there's a ferret?
So are only
Yes.
are only these people down here, or are there different people that have been turned to stone?
Oh, let me look. Let me see. There's Betty. I think most of them are Kalishtar. I think a few of them aren't. I don't recognize a few of them, but it seems like most of them are from our group down there.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah. I guess they just chuck people down here they don't want to deal with anymore. Imagine that.
Can you show me all the people you don't recognize?
Oh yeah, we can go down the list. Yeah, this way we'll go. Hey Betty. This way. All right. So as he goes down the list, he points to some people. Some of them you kind of recognize as people who might have been close to your mother. So it seems to you that big problems are people who are very resistant or very prominent in the public resistance earlier ended up down in here. They got disappeared. but you do not see anyone you were super close with. Just people you're like, oh, you were nice to my mother, or like I saw you around sometimes, but.
Okay.
Well, do you think we could possibly get all of them out?
They seem very heavy. They seem very.
I mean,
heavy.
well, we have the ring. Can we do that?
It needs to charge again.
Oh.
It takes 7 days to recharge.
And it can only be
that's-
used once every.
I
so
think
inconvenient.
I think
Yeah,
what we
let's
need to
just-
do is we need to bring this evidence back to Tresdale and
We
get
need Ivara.
Ivara here.
Well, I mean, he's a great witness.
I'm a witness.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll have to come back for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is so exciting! Wow. I love not being a rock.
Do you have memories for being a rock, or is it just like a blank?
I think it was blank. I don't think I really remember it.
That's good at least. That would really suck.
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
it is nice to kind of just sit. So I guess it couldn't be too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Sitting's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I was reading.
Oh, you were
Star
definitely Shay's father.
So Chey, how's it going? How's life?
Yeah.
Good.
Yep, definitely.
We're kind of on a very
Here, let me copy and
time
paste this stuff.
sensitive
Times.
mission.
Am I intruding?
Like-
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. This is really
No,
important
you're actually
that we
helping us a
found you.
lot.
Oh, great.
But this is kind of a life or death situation, and we need you to come with us to another city. We need you to come with us to Tresdale. We have to leave Orlaithir.
Gotta
Okay.
go.
Gotta go. Yeah. Tresdale, I know that place. It's a little further that away. So we're not going back to Calistar? They don't know him. They don't know we're here. It's been... How old are you? It's been that many years since they've heard from us.
22.
22 years. Thank you. 22.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey,
It's
guys,
just it.
guys,
Yeah.
we gotta go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There
we
you
need to
Yeah,
go.
Yeah, we have to
Are we
go.
going?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh,
we have
oh,
20.
by the way, and he like reaches into his pocket. He's like, oh, all right, here, this is, you should probably have like a nice, so our family, you know.
Talk and walk.
Okay, here, just take this then. Here, take this. And he
What
hands
is it?
Chey a guardian emblem. Nice ferret shaped.
Oh.
It's a holy symbol, and it
Oh.
requires attunement by a cleric or paladin. This emblem is a symbol of a deity or spiritual tradition. In your case, it is your quarry. As an action, you can attach it to a suit of armor or a shield, or like any clothes, I don't care, or remove it. It has 3 charges. When you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you suffers a critical hit while you're wearing the armor or wielding the shield that bears the emblem, you can use your reaction, expend 1 charge to turn the critical hit into a normal hit. So you can stop critical hits from happening to your friends.
Wow.
And now that you know you're a Calistar, I'm gonna bump your wisdom up by 1. You have advantage on all wisdom saving throws. You have resistance to psychic damage, and you can speak telepathically to any creature you can see.
Oh,
you
I
can do
copy
those
and
things.
pasted some stuff into the
Yeah,
roll 20
I will
chat.
send
Hey,
you all
that would have
this.
been really good. Coming into a Laith.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At
We
least
had to
it'll
go
help us
through.
getting out.
Yeah, we had to go
Thank
through
you.
hardship
Okay.
to get the good stuff.
So where are we going? What are we doing? What's happening?
We have to get out of here, and then
Okay.
get out of the city, and then get out of the trees.
Well, that makes it easier. There's only one door, so we can just head right on through that door.
True.
One door. Yeah, let's go.
I
Yep.
want to get out here.
Yeah.
Me too.
So as you go back through the door, you turn to the lab. You see 2 figures standing by the exit, and
Uh-oh.
Leonin's like, "Oh, more friends. This is wonderful."
Oh.
Cyrodiil, dressed in
Oh.
some sleek travel robes, is finishing up the final roots on a teleportation spell. And next to him, dressed in a similar fashion, is Orvina. In her hands is one of
Oh,
the fruits from
God.
the life tree. And as you come out, Cyrodiil goes, we wondered if you're going to visit us here. Pity. If I'd known we were going to have guests, I would have tidied up a bit. And then Orvina notices Luce and waves and goes, "Hi, Luce. Long time no see. Glad you're doing well. The dingy lighting really does wonders for you."
Nice to see you too.
It's not, is it, though?
No, it's not.
Cyrodiil rolled his eyes and says, "Well, now that you've gone and spoiled all of the surprises we had for you, there's really nothing else for us to do here." He raises his hand, and the heart suspended from the ceiling suddenly breaks free. Fluids start spraying about the room from the now freed life tubes, and it levitates down to the teleportation it's that time. Teleportation circle, and just materializes right on through it. And Cyrodiil goes, "By the way, Princess, your theories really were quite remarkable. I know you didn't get to test them out much yourself, so why don't you cross-examine some of the work we did? We could really use your input." And he smiles before stepping into the teleportation circle, and as he's vanishing, the pile of flesh and plant matter on one of the tables begins to stir and lurch. "A parting gift," Orvina said, as she raises a tangle of vines from the earth to cover the exit. "I know you're a fan of flowers, Luce. Hope these do."
I'll do that.
And then she too hops into the circle and vanishes. The plant mass half crawled, half slid off the stone table. An arm unfolded, followed by a leg. The bark creaked as the creature began to stand up to its full height, revealing a tall humanoid form. Its face was a slab of bark grafted to bulbous flesh, and two beady eye holes bored into the wood. Its joints were rounded piles of flesh, serving as a bonding agent between more slabs of wood and bark. Vines slithered
it's
out
a tree zombie.
and wiggled from narrow crevices, flicking about the air like the tongue of a snake. It stood nearly 15 feet tall, with flowering branches from its back extending slightly over its head. The eyes locked onto your group, and it gave a cry of pain and fury, muffled behind mutated bark.
Nice.
So
Great.
That's where you guys are.
Cool.
Ooh, that looks cool.
Love that for us.
Love that for you guys.
Oh
We
no!
still have a stupid fucking bug in the backpack.
Shut up! Leave the bug alone.
Well, it's gonna die here. Either
No,
way,
it's not.
so
It's
let's
not.
go. If Jen gets hit, so.
No, it's not.
So this
How
this
if I
is
hit
a,
on my body?
this is a very big fight. Do you guys want to
Yeah,
go
this
to sleep?
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's.
This is a big boy.
I think it's pause time.
This is
Yeah.
a big boy.
Big boy.
Big boy.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Boy.
Oh
Okay.
gosh.